Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Exactly. There we go. There we go.
Thank you,
Kendall, we're
YouTube.
back. Where you at?
Kendall!
What's up?
Thank you, YouTube. Thank you.
Man, there's a good Facebook countdown.
Come on, give us something here.
And look at that, man. Just there we go. We're working, man. We're working. 100
Good
episode
shit,
100,
good
man.
shit. Steve,
Episode 100.
Steve?
Or maybe the Facebook's working. I don't know. See, there we go. We're back. We're back.
Steve is a working technical fuck, man. He is.
It's in the genes. It's in the genes.
Kendall's
sticking with us. He's sticking with us, man. That's what's up. Thank you for tuning in, Kendall. Thank you everybody for tuning in on episode number 100.
100, baby. We did it.
100.
We said we was gonna do it, and we fucking did it, man. Now the goal's 2. Now the goal's 2. As simple as that, right? I mean, that's how we got to do it.
Exactly. No, we're just up from here.
One day you look back at 1,000 cats, just like, what the fuck? What did we even say? How did you feel 1,000 cats? There's so many words.
That's easy, bro.
It's so easy. It's just crazy. If you're talking about 2 hours, bro, that's so crazy.
Especially at the rate of which we do them. Like, Joe does them every day. So it makes sense.
He does 3 in a day.
You know what I'm saying? It makes sense that he gets to 1,000. We do, a couple a week. And that's crazy,
that's
man.
crazy.
Like, if we did 100 in about a year.
10 years.
In 10 years to get 1,000, man. Come on. That's so wild.
But, like, the more... It's like the bigger this gets, the more you want to do it. It really is. Like, you've always had the fire to want to do it. But, like, when you see, like, a guy like Kendall turn in, you're just like, thanks, Kendall, man. He's all right. We're going to remember that, Kendall. We're going to remember a guy like Kendall. You know what I mean? Let's say 5 years from now, man, don't even got to be the biggest cast in the world, but it's a fucking cast, that somehow is generating revenue. And you're just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And you think back to the time when Kendall was watching.
It's hard to even imagine what the show could even be in 1,000 years. I mean, 1,000 years. In 5 years.
It'd be incredible. Our
5
sons
years.
take over. Our kids, don't got our sons, I guess.
Okay.
Our kids take over our show, bro. Wouldn't that be insane? Or like, say we stop it, Say we stop it, right? Dude.
No, we as a show become the first producer to adopt a child. As a show.
We adopt 2 children. We adopt 2 children and we've raised them to be cast.
And they're older kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, I want to be on like episode 1704.
Cast partners.
And we're just on our deathbeds, dogs. Holding hands.
This is last one. Last one.
This might be my last one. And Kendall tunes in. And Kendall's just like,
he's
last one, guys.
He's older shit too. We're just like,
Kendall comes through the door.
We die on the cast that day.
We die on the cast. We just go until we die. They're like, you guys are going to die today.
Netflix definitely making a docuseries about
that,
man.
Dude.
It's be
who's playing you?
Docuseries,
who's
bro.
Playing you, dude?
That's so tough, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, who the fuck is going to play me, man? Like, that doesn't, like, it'll be some obscure dude. You know what I'm saying? It won't be like, it won't be like, it'll be just some obscure random, like, Asian dude with long hair. You know?
How about that guy who got diamond faced in 007?
Oh yeah, that could work.
Pretty good image.
Also, what's that other double villain? The original like top hat dude with the fucking blade hat or whatever. Remember that guy? Was that 007? Yeah, it was 007. Odd Job.
Odd Job. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
the guy who played in that movie.
Yeah,
maybe him. It depends what you look like in 5 years, bro. If we keep up this physical activity, bro, for 5 consistent years, bro, shredded.
I was talking to the guy at work today, man. He's 49. He said, he's like, my body's getting old, man. I just looked at him. As I'm doing a job, I stopped my job. I just look at him, just like, because you treated it like shit. He's just like, well, it was with other things, He's like, and my asthma kicked in. I'm just like, you treated your body like shit all your life.
Yeah.
All you did was fucking get drunk. He's not a smoker. But it's his diet, dude. Like, it's just a trash diet. Like,
do that, bro.
10 noodles for every 1 water. Like shit like that, bro. Only eating fast food, not cooking, dude. Like not exercising, bro. No exercise at all, dude.
Yeah.
We go up 2 flights of steps. He's gassed.
Yeah. I'm still gassed after some stairs, but it
happens every once in a while. Yeah, but you're not supposed to be.
But I mean, for me, it's been a month of consistent, physical activity, and I'm just looking to ramp it up from here now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a consistent trend. You know, it's like
and you can
for a full
definitely feel
month.
your strength improving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know you're
100%,
getting
man.
stronger.
100%.
You know it.
The inclines become a little easier, man. Every time.
Man, glad we got everything up and running. Thank you, everybody, for watching us, man. For 100 episodes there, regardless. From episode 1. I think about the people like Chaz. Chaz shared like 50%, you know?
We got 3 digits. Yeah, she did.
Shared like 50% of these casts.
Big shout.
She's been great.
We love her.
Chaz, everybody else that's been constantly tuning in.
Giving us likes, shares, commenting on our shit. We appreciate it.
Can't appreciate it much. Can't appreciate it as much as you would think, man. Like, I don't think I'm wording that correctly, but anyone that's ever even gave feedback, it's like, like we said, man, it was never a goal,
it gets across.
You know, to try and be out here and be the best cast. You know, we named it the Shit Show for a reason. We thought we had something to offer. It's like we're still here offering it a year later.
And that's what I think, man. I think people might think that, like, you know, they might tune in and look at us and like, look at these guys. They're trying to be like, you know, like some crazy. They're trying to be Joe Rogan or some shit like that, bro. You know, I've heard someone say that. I think someone has commented on us before about that. But we're just talking, man. You know, we're doing this without a microphone and a live camera in front of our shit. You know, we're having these conversations. That become a record. You know, now we can go back and listen to them bitches, bro. You know what I'm saying?
With
like
other people too.
Let's say, you know, 20 years down the line, it's not even something we're doing anymore 20 years down the line. You know, let's say that. And we just go back and check out those videos, man. Like, let's say we're not even talking. We link up and we watch some of those videos.
How funny was it too when we watched the first couple? You remember that one ending you had?
Yeah, the first ending. It was the first ending.
No. Remember you were you said no, it wasn't the first ending.
You sure?
I'm telling you, bro. It was episode 2. I think it's episode 2.
One of the first one. It was early.
To check out the end of the episode 2.
Awkward.
You're just like
awkward.
You're like. I'm like, all right, everybody.
I did both of these, man. I was like.
You just like slowly put it up there. It's like.
You immediately geeked.
All right, everybody. I was like, we're not end this. I was like, I don't even know how we're supposed to end this, but you were just like,
we still don't even have a solid ending going on. You know, it's like, you know, it's like, yeah, we just hop off. I was like, thank you everybody for tuning in. We're out. I mean, like, I did not know what the fuck to do, man. You know, just like
nervous, man.
I mean, like, let's talk about it though. We decided we were gonna make a cast. We were working on so many problems for so long. So when we started going live, we were just like, let's just fucking go. Let's go live. Let's get it. There was really no talking about like, hey, this is the opening. We didn't write down the motto. Yeah. We didn't write down
we've never
signature.
Wrote anything.
I don't have a catchphrase. He doesn't have a catchphrase. I mean, like, it's just like, it's all natural. You know?
It's very low production quality.
All right, well, you don't got passions, bro.
No, I'm saying it's like we spent like. We did like I'm on the all the podcast groups. It's everybody's like, yeah, we spent $4,000 to start this up. I know everybody says don't spend a lot. You can do it for cheap, but we just want to do it good. I'm just like, we did it good for cheap. Like,
yeah, we did.
The amount that we could improve is astronomical. We haven't put really any dollars into it since we started it. You know?
Exactly, man.
Just K with some cool art. That's really it.
Maybe we got to set up a Cash App and Patreon, bro. Just like it's not for the Patreon Cash App.
I would be comfortable with that after I put my fair share of money in. You know what I mean? Like,
we'll match every donation.
I mean, like I said, we can also start getting together and start.
No, I'm just geeking about it, you know. I'm just geeking about it.
Every donation. Disclaimer.
Exactly.
And that's I seated at $100.
Exactly. We're not matching the gifts that exceeded $100.
Disclaimer.
All donations are 501c3 tax deductible. Oh man,
good thing we got that lawyer.
Verdi, we got Verdi. You know,
yeah, Verdi's a lawyer for sure.
Verdi's 100% a lawyer. You know, just like he told me he was. You heard him,
but once again, I think he's just assuming that because he's Jewish. Kendall, I didn't miss out on your last fucking comment
at all.
I explained this on a previous cast of why Mazadov did not sign the Usman contract. He would be getting paid less money to fight for a title. He doesn't want that. He wants to make the Nate money. I know that's not how the UFC works. I explained it all in the last cast of how exactly it all figures out. Bottom line is, everybody wants more money. It's not the best time. Usman's not the best fight. And I'm sure Jorge goes, man, it's not an easy fight. You know, I'm sure he knows that. If Gilbert Burns can go out there and get the W, Masvidal will sign that contract real quick.
I like that shit you shared of Francis Ngannou. It was
Yeah,
like what was
cool
that, like
shit.
7 years ago?
Yeah, 7 years
ago. That's
ago,
not even that
dude.
long.
Look how he
bro.
looked too,
You know,
bro.
you're right.
It's like a guy you would be like, what the fuck? That's a guy you would look at and be like, he could be a UFC fighter, but he looks like a geek. You see his like perm?
Yeah.
They're like a perm, bro.
He had some shit going on, man. I have no idea. It's like he was locked up in Spain, you know, for crossing over from Gibraltar or from Morocco to Gibraltar, pretty much. You know, that little straight that's right there.
Across the river.
Yeah, exactly. You know, was in jail for 2 months. I think he got deported. You know, came right back.
Insane. And he never knew he had the touch of death. That's the part that blows me away. Like, you watch 1,000 interviews. I'm telling you, he's never said nothing. I would know, bro. He's never once said like he knew he had
smacking the shit out of somebody.
Never. He's never said nothing like that. I don't think he fought. A lot of them big guys will tell you like they never fought because nobody fucks with them. You know what I mean? True. Like that's what Ronnie Coleman said. He's like, I never got into a fight. Nobody ever went to fight me. You know what I mean? Who would?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know,
so usually they don't know how to. You know what I mean?
Why would you fight Ronnie Coleman though? You know, why would you ever fight Ronnie Coleman?
The big guys usually can't fight, dude.
I get that, but I'm talking specifically Ronnie Coleman though. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Ronnie Coleman's ass. Maybe smacks your girl in the ass. You know, it's like one of them memes.
Yeah, right. I mean, it looks ridiculous, bro.
I got this illegal firearm. I sound like bow, 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 bow. I came up to him. I took off his mask.
Why is that so funny, bro?
Somebody I knew. Bam!
Soldier boy.
Ah, you shot me.
I took his mask off.
Somebody I knew. He's like hurt. After he does, he's like, sure, he's hurt. He's like,
right.
Somebody I knew.
Just animated, bro.
Of course.
Animated characters.
Shot his ass. Ah, why you shot me? That shit was so funny, bro.
Oh my god, this is the context of like putting it like, you know, this is how you could tell your kids you was in that bitch, even though you never see no riots, bro.
Yeah.
Would you go off in a riot though? Would you riot? Would you go off in a riot, man?
The only way I would riot, see, after watching the riots, I'm just not for that. You know, I'm just not for the looting or hurting innocent people. Do I know if these random people, let's say, you know, you go up, you beat up a store owner, that store owner can be racist or he could not be. Why am I going to be trying to make that decision in the middle of pandemonium?
Yeah.
If I was going to do a riot and I knew there was going to be a riot, I'd like to try and plan it out. You know what I mean? I would love to plan it. Like, okay, let's really do some background research. Who has racism complaints in this neighborhood? You know what I mean? And really try to figure out like who is the ones being accused of these things, you know, and try to get to the bottom of that. Like, oh, we got 15 people in this neighborhood that say that, you know, that corner store is always giving, you know, always send some watches them walk down the aisles. I mean, that's not necessarily racism. You get what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying with it. Like, have racism complaints, just like that officer had complaints too, and he should have been fired, you know? I like to picture the same thing like that. I mean, it kind of leads into the Seattle thing that we were talking about before we got rudely interrupted by Facebook.
Yeah. Chaz.
Like,
Capitol Hill. It's a autonomous zone.
Yeah, I mean, it's
you gotta say it again.
Yeah, it does sound pretty cool too. It's a cool idea. Like, and people want to be out here. You want to be out here saying defund the police. You know, defund the police. Well, I mean, like we were talking about before, the number one problem the police have is fucking training problems. And they need to have more money to be doing training. They need to slow down the process. Now, first of all, it's very fucking hard when you got fucking 400 million people now in a goddamn country. You need a lot of police officers. And it's hard to get that many police officers. But I'm just saying, if any of, like I was saying before, any of you who want to defund the police but cannot fight and do not own a firearm, what is that for your intelligence level, dude? Say it to yourself. Say it to yourself. I know personally, I don't have a firearm that I believe I could defend myself against another firearm with. You know, I don't believe that. I don't think that I have I have mild firearms. Like, I have something I could use. I have a couple things that I could use to deter.
Play a substantial amount of Call of Duty.
Dude, I know how to do that slide. I got hardwood floors. At nighttime, it's one of the times where I turn on the light, I see them, I turn it off. You hear the sound, you hear the cod sound. Next thing you know, I'm poking them
table
up.
And shit. Of course, I know how to maneuver.
All I'm saying is, I don't have the proper firearm. I don't have the proper training experience with hands, BJJ, wrestling, any experience like that. I don't think I should be the one saying defund the police.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I fully support the movement. I support everything about it, but I think the cause for disbanding of police departments around the world, around the nation, is pretty wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like before, I guess we're behind the point where people even think we're at the point where we can reform this system. You know what I'm saying?
Can we not have a coexistence? Can we not do that? Can we not have people starting to police their own neighborhoods, right?
Yeah.
And then also have police, right? Where the fact is the police don't have to post up on the corner because that neighborhood polices itself. I've talked about this with you before, and it's a common thing that people break up, and it's a touchy subject, and people can say that I'm racist, but when you know you're not, you don't have fear of saying things like it. But like I've told you before, there's obviously a problem with inside of these black projects. I would say black projects because that's what they are. They're 99% black projects. That's where they've been gentrified, or however you want to look at it, to land to this.
Gentrified doesn't work for it.
what I mean, that's really where it starts at. That's how projects really started, was them trying to square it off to certain spots. And then they stop building row homes, they start building projects. That's how that works. A gentrification.
That's not. Gentrification is
that's how they got there. It's gentrification.
That's not. That's not what gentrification is.
Gentrification is when you show racism in renting, right?
No.
Sorry.
Gentrification is what they call when they come into these low income neighborhoods and then just highly invested, buy up all the properties around it, and then evict the lower income areas off somewhere else, and then have like a richer.
But that's what I'm saying. That's how the African Americans got to that location. But those locations stop becoming homes and they start becoming projects.
Well, gentrification is
so that's how they got there, though, right?
Well, how they got here to begin with was redlining and literally housing discrimination, where you had areas where they could not literally
they could not get a home
up until the 70s or 80s. Where the Equal Opportunity Housing Act, that's literally when that shit passed. It was the late 70s, early 80s, I believe.
Got you. So that's called redlining. Well, that's what they call that.
That's what it was. That's what the actual act was called when they pretty much had when housing was segregated. It's like after that, that's where they were always pretty much left because
okay, so
they weren't allowed to move out into the suburban. In the 70s, 80s, it was everyone was moving to the suburban areas. And that's where everyone wanted to live. But what happened recently is now everyone wants to live in the cities. So now everyone from the suburbs
pushed out
exactly
to Edgewood, Edgemere, places like that.
Right?
Exactly.
You got 2 bedrooms, $3,500.
So redlining, gentrification, whatever. We both agree. Both agree they've been forced to a certain area, right? And they started becoming projects and not homes,
because
right?
Systemic racism.
Okay, and that all plays into what I'm talking about. And that's why
100%.
That's why it's not racism, because you understand the facts behind it. You know what I mean? I can say
I don't understand what do you think you said that was ever racist?
What I'm saying, blacks commit black on black crime, and that's the number one thing that's brought up when you say, oh, okay, when a white officer kills a black man, right? That's the first thing that white racists bring up, is the fact of, oh, why don't you care about that, right? Why don't you care about when it happens in your own community? I'm on that same path. I agree with that. Obviously, I don't stand for those same morals, but I've brought that up to you before. It's the same thing with white neighborhoods, though. It should be the same thing in all neighborhoods, but it's not present in black neighborhoods. It's not, bro. Where people see murders happen. You know who committed a murder, and you don't talk. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of reasons that happens. There's fear of, a backlash, that somebody's going to retaliation. Exactly. Or you straight up, you might be someone, that you care about. You don't want to rattle them. You know what I mean? Or you go, that's not my job. There's a lot of reasons you can figure out. And that's why I brought up the gentrification and everything before that, because that you understand why that shit happens. But the fact is that blacks are not policing their own neighborhoods, and neither do whites. I'm not saying whites do neither. But in these projects and in these areas, there's extreme amounts of crime, and I know it's not difficult, and it's not the average man's job to do so. But when it comes down to the fact of we're embracing stop snitching, we're embracing that. That's an issue. That is an issue, bro.
So all of this stems from the one of the single issues, which is the systemic the system that's been in place for
totally
years,
agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally
all
agree.
up to this point, you know what I'm saying? And it continues to this very fucking day.
But I watch 1,000 docs. I watch 1,000 crimes. Okay, I know I watch every single thing I possibly can. I've seen 1 million detectives, right? These are obviously crazy numbers. 1 million detectives. The first thing they'll tell you is we have no case if people don't talk. In any case, they need someone to say something, bro.
I get
and the
you,
cases
yeah.
that go cold, the cases that don't get solved are the ones that don't get talked about, right? And there is a thing as energy going around. And I'm not saying what that is, but like it does come full circle when you know someone that murders someone, you don't talk, right? But then someone you know gets murdered, you want them to talk.
I guess so. Like, what's your ultimate point? from all, because you jumped
that,
a couple of times.
That communities need to police themselves. If you come out front and someone murders someone out front, you need to speak up. You need to then call the police. You need to then tell them that there's a murderer in your neighborhood, bro. Stop snitching should not be embraced. I'm not a fan of snitching for a lot of things, right? If someone's out here fucking stealing hubcaps off tires, bro, I'm not going to be the guy to chase them down. But if you see a murder out front, right, and you don't do nothing, bro, and you say you're not going to talk, then don't be mad when something happens to someone you love and no one talks.
Let's talk about this though. I get all that. The very nature of crime like this, I think, is natural within all human beings. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you live in poor neighborhoods with lack of educational funding, from the very roots of it, bro. And then you have all these people living, what's a city, living in close proximity.
Yep.
This is where it's a volatile situation with any human will explode
1000%
to the point where it's gotten to this point, and that's the real core root of the whole issue. You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree.
Now, it's also, I think, very important to also say that we, as people, as this nation, as this, as we are right now, we're very early on in this stage, man. We are so early on. Literally, like 120 years slavery ended. It's literally been less than 100 years since the civil rights movement. You know what I'm saying? Even, it's I think it's coming up on like 50 some years or 60 some years right now. Like
I'm with you 100% here.
Early in this stage, man. And you see shit changing. You see shit changing, man.
Yep. And let's go down that talk, right? Because I can make that argument. And that's why I tried to explain as much things as I did before making that statement, because mine isn't based on racism. It's based on truth. Just like with the bike incident you had. You knew to get out of there, right? It wasn't based off of racism. It was based off of truth. It's straight up truth. You know what I mean? Like that is what's going on. And at the end of the day, like if you like, this is, so on your argument of that's, I'm totally with you, 100% agree, because the way that I see it, right, I try to explain this to other white people, right, where I go, okay, tell me these racist statements you want to make to me, which is when they say it because they are racist, and when they bring up black on black crime, they're doing it in a racist manner, and that's the reason they're bringing it up, is to defend that, and that's not why I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up to try and prove it. You get what I'm saying? So when this happens and they go, why don't these people in welfare go get a job? Okay. Why do you know to get a job? Okay, dumbass. Were you born and I need to get a job so I can pay my bills? No, right? You learned from someone that paid their bills, right? Or you learned how not to do something. You learned the opposite. You go, that person will pay their bills. I'm paying my bills. You know what I mean? One way or another, someone taught you. You learned from someone, right? Those people learned from someone too. People in these projects, it's systematic, as we're saying.
Exactly.
If you learn from someone who goes, I ain't going to work. And you learn from it. And if your father and your brother and your uncle all say, I'm going to sell drugs, it's not about the right thing no more. That's what you are. That's what you do.
You're a product of your environment.
That's how you're a product of your environment. Exactly. You're going to sell drugs. If your dad don't snitch, chances are you ain't going to snitch. You get what I'm saying? But what the whole statement of that was, all that's going to breed is a long line of silence. It's just a long line of silence. It comes to the point where not only in those communities, but it does happen there. In every community, we need to speak up when something happens, man. If you know something,
100%.
How many communities right out there right now, right, know about a rape that they don't talk about, right? How many local bars have seen a drunk woman go home with someone in the neighborhood, right?
Right.
And they know she was belligerent, right? They know she was completely too drunk to remember what was happening. But you know about a rape. You know about something that needs to be looked into, brother.
And you're not talking about
You didn't try to stop that. You didn't try to help that. That disappeared. You know what I mean?
That's another problem is, no one tries to do anything.
No one tries to do anything. Nobody says nothing, man. And it got to start somewhere. And that's why you're always hated, man. That's why they kill motherfuckers. Bless you. Like Martin Luther, man. That's why Martin Luther got killed, because they can easily see, man, this guy has the right mindset. He has the right mindset. I've talked about this before. Once again, I'll talk on a touchy subject, right? Of when you're talking about this looting, right? The looting. When people are bashing looting, I bash the looting. I don't think you should loot anywhere that's a private business unless you have proof of racism. Damn. If you don't have proof of that, then you shouldn't be doing it, right? Do you think, right? Listen to this. The racist white people in this country and in this world would buy you a flat screen TV for you to go on the news and run up in trains and loot and look like that. You're nothing but advertisement for everything that they say you are. And that's why Martin Luther was so fucking genius, man. Because he goes, every time we resort in violence, we're proving their point. And that's the hardest thing to do because you take your L's. You take a lot of L's. The first people that do it take all the L's. And that's why Martin Luther got a bullet in his back. Because those are the ones that take it. But that should have been followed right there. And every time you see a group of black people going up, beating up on a store owner, that's defending their store, or you see them looting a store, the rich whites in this country, they love that shit, man. That's nothing but advertisement for everything that they say you are. And no matter how much you steal at that store, those whites would have gave you double that amount to be on video doing that and sharing it to the rest of the country and the rest of the world. And that's what fucking Martin was a genius, man. R.I.P. Martin.
But I mean, like, it's also really tough to talk about these situations, especially not being, a black man in this country. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like,
but I'm not dumb. You know what I mean? I can
yeah.
also speak about facts and logic, and I can also see how I see it, and that's why I feel free saying these things, is because I know I don't say it with that. You know what I mean? I don't like. Do I know? Do I know personally? Fuck no, right? I do not know, right? I do not know how it feels, and I could be completely off. But when I'm saying this shit, it's because I feel like I care about. I feel like I care about my brothers.
Oh yeah, no, 100%, 100%. I mean, like, what
I care. So
that's the thing. I didn't even get into what I was like gonna say. Was like when it comes, like, when you think about like that, like, you think about this system. The system has worked against you. Since the inception of its civilization, and now, like, this thing it's like, if I want to do okay in this world, I gotta play into the very system that has oppressed me and shunned me from the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that's another thing where it's like, it's like Malcolm X, where it's just like, it comes to a point where, sometimes we gotta take what we want.
Yep.
But we got, if like, doing, getting sicked on by the dogs and the fire hoses. I mean, those fire hoses rip your fucking skin off, bro.
Horrible, bro.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, rise up and take it by any means.
And I get that too, man. Because I went through this shift. There was a point where my sister Jen will tell you, I was always a fan of Martin, man. Martin was, I always looked up to Martin Luther King, man. Eventually got to a point where I felt that same way. And obviously I'm not a African-American in this country, but I felt like that just as a citizen of America. And I felt I understood more of what Malcolm was saying, right? Is that, like, fuck this shit, man. I'm an action and a consequence kind of guy. Yeah. I love some retaliation. I love a fight back. It makes me happy. At the end of the day, where did that get you? You know what I mean? The same spot that it got Martin. So, I mean, what are we going to do? You know what I mean? That's
not where I'm so sure, because, like, especially like this new world, I mean, like, we're seeing, small steps being taken, and, like, the way I see it, like, these riots in its frequency have upticked, in the past decade, decade and a half or so. These type of riots have, had a uptick.
No one died in any of them riots, right?
Yeah.
No one died in one riot. The Rodney King riot, multiple people died. Yeah,
but what I was getting to was, like, you had these upticks in this rioting. And it's all like you have, like, seemingly, like, small changes, and small steps being taken, ever so, constantly into, like, this type of culture that's being portrayed. A couple of years ago, you would never see English soccer teams being like, I stand with Black Lives Matter. We're every major company participating in social media blackout, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether that is actually helping or like, you know, what, or is it some type of like weird, stupid ploy, to, you know, whatever you want to call it. You wouldn't see that, you know, a couple of years ago.
My brother.
You want to see that shit.
Has racism not always been silent? That's where it lives and that's where it thrives, is in silence.
Yeah.
And every single video, right? What are you hearing about, right? You're hearing about that Black Lives Matter. You're hearing about things changing. But really, for a lot of people, it's cementing exactly what they thought, bro. And that is not right. And I don't agree with that because it's all from the George Floyd thing. But this, I know the white people. That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like I can help, you know, because I think white people like me, you know, I mean, I look at you as white too, you know, like us, you understand how white people talk when black people aren't around. You get how they think, you know, and for the white people that I know who think that way, they're telling their kids, look at them videos. You know what I mean? Look at them. Look at what they do. Look at how they, you know, attack this person. That's just a business owner, you know? God forbid. Bro, listen, let me explain this to you, right? When a kid's in Iraq, right, and his dad gets hit with a drone, right, a drone missile, and he dies, that kid usually becomes a terrorist, right? That's the story.
Yeah.
That's usually what it is.
Right, I got you.
Right. So if you're a kid, right, and looters burn your dad's business down to the ground,
I get what you're saying.
you just created a terrorist, brother. It's the same exact thing.
I get what
It's
you're
the
saying,
same
man.
exact thing.
I get what you're saying.
You can't say it any different because it's white people. And I'm not even sitting here trying to make the argument for white people. It's the last argument I want to make. But I'm saying like that kind of style, right? It just instills that fear in people's heart. That's all it's doing is instilling that fear. And it's sad because 80, 90%, whatever the number was, most of them were out there marching peacefully, doing everything right, didn't go to the looting. We're stopping people that were doing damage.
And that's the thing. You see a lot of things being gaslighted.
There was
by police
1,000 videos of people stopping damage being done,
That's,
getting rid of shit and
exactly,
everything, man. But look what it gets overshadowed with. Is that
I
right
get
or
that.
wrong?
I know. And that's another thing that's like people don't look at is what the cops do, how they try to incite these types of things, man.
They do.
How they try to instigate the situation. It is fucking ridiculous. They literally try to instigate these types of peaceful protests and to get it into full-blown fucking chaos. And hope they do some crazy shit like that, man.
And obviously, not every single cop there is thinking that, right? And I don't want to say that, be that guy and say that, but like there's people, first of all, there's cops there that are scared. Right? Because that's what I'd be. Yeah. I'm scared. I'm like, I hope shit don't pop off, man. Yeah, exactly, I'm trying to get home to my family. I'm trying to get paid to eat my donuts. Like literally, I know it's a joke, but like literally, that's what I want to be doing for my job. Right. You know what I mean? And like helping the good shit, you know, helping people. Like I don't want to be here doing this right now. I told you about when there's a bunch of people fighting. Like it's a different kind of fight. The best fighters can go down, man.
I knew a cop who was in. Well, I don't know him, but I know a friend of a friend who knew a cop that was in the riots. I mean, he's pulling 16 hours and doing those riots, man.
Yeah,
scared of the bitch out there, bro. Just like chilling in full riot gear. And then they're not even trained, and you're more scared.
That's crazy. Is this right there?
Yeah, man.
That's what was crazy with what Joe said on the podcast. Another day, I didn't know, but tear gas is illegal in war.
I never really thought about it. Someone died from the tear gas, bro.
Dude, tear gas is illegal in war. It's part of the Geneva Convention. But it can be used in protest.
For crowd control.
It's insane, dude.
I think there was actually someone who died from suffocating on it, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But I mean, there's been a lot of fucked up injuries, bro. Same thing with those rubber bullets.
Oh, man.
You're supposed to be shooting them off the ground, apparently.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Neither did I, but you're freaking here shooting people in the face and shit. Ribs, heart.
They shot that one lady, wasn't she a journalist or something, right in the goddamn face?
They shot a couple of different journalists, man. That's the other crazy thing, man. You start attacking the journalists, like that's crazy.
And it's the same exact thing. What did you just create? I'll tell you what you create if you hit me in the middle of the head with a bullet. A terrorist, dude. Bro, if I'm at a peaceful protest and you shoot me in my head with a rubber bullet, bro, I will fucking suicide vest your damn police station. That is some fucked up shit, bro.
Lose your eye and shit, bro.
Yo, I don't care if I lose anything, bro. You fucking KO'd me with a rubber bullet for no reason. I'm just here peacefully. You just create a terrorist, brother.
I'm saying, like, that's the one thing, like, that's another thing about the white racist people that I don't think that they understand or they see. do they just like not look at these videos of cops doing this fucked up shit?
I talk to so many white people. Listen, I talk to so many white people that I can get through to, that I can explain the systematic oppression, that I can explain the thought process to. And so many white people, I'd say 7 out of 10, they get it. I don't change their perspective, but they get how I was thinking when I started it, right? And there's always that 3 out of 10. I had one other day. At my job, I probably talked to like 5 white people that tried to be racist with me, and I talked to them for hours. We're sitting there and talk for an hour or two, bro, about it. Let's say if I talked to 5 of them, I think it was 3 of them were fine. But there was like the most recent one I talked to, bro. He came up to me and he's like, I'm sitting at the truck. He comes up and he's like, I don't know. The riots came up and he's like, I don't know why they gotta act like that. And it's like, I'm like, when they say things like that, you already know it's coming from a racist standpoint. It's not coming from a logic standpoint. It's not coming from experience. It's not coming from nothing. You're just saying that out of pure racist and prejudice right there, And he's like, yeah, I understand why they got to do that or what they think that's worth. And like, he wasn't even talking about like the looting private businesses. And that's the crazy thing. Cause on Facebook, the only thing I ever said was you shouldn't destroy someone's private business that they work for. That's all I ever said. And people gave me hell for that. I'm like, what? Like, that's debatable, dude? That you should destroy people's private businesses, bro?
I was saying, don't fuck with small businesses. No. If you're going to fuck some shit, go fuck about Best Buy.
Shared a video of a black guy in his own neighborhood, bro. He's crying. He's like, why are you guys burning down my shop?
Yeah.
I'm from the ghetto, too.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
You seen that?
Yeah.
I don't know what riot that was a part of, but
that
was
the Rodney King riots.
Was that Rodney King?
Yeah, I believe that
was. You see what it is, though? He's like, bro, you're destroying. The one guy, he owns Scores, where they riot real bad in Minneapolis. And the Scores restaurant. It's a family-owned black business. A man, his wife, and 2 kids run it. They burnt it to the ground, bro. Like, how is that for George Floyd, bro? How is that for George Floyd? I don't get that.
I feel you, but I mean, like, that, and that's the problem, is like when you get to these types of mob mentality scenarios, it can devolve into chaos pretty quickly. Now,
white ladies grabbing sneakers,
and that's the thing. That's another thing to realize that people don't think about. These are not organized riots. This is not organized rioting. That's chaos, bro. That's what that is. That's not a Black Lives Matter organized riot. You know what I'm saying? That's just mob mentality chaos. You know what I'm saying? Like, it starts off, if you get a bunch of people anywhere, that shit starts popping off.
Bro, and goes back to what I'm saying, though, of police your neighborhood, dog. I can tell you right now with a true heart, bro, if rioters came here right now, dog, and tried to literally burn down that liquor store, dude, bro, I would be there helping, and I hope I would have multiple people in this neighborhood that would stand with me, and we'd have more than fucking, 50 people there from this neighborhood being like, you ain't burning this shit down. No. You know what I mean? Instead, people from their own neighborhood, you're going and fucking looting the store you see every goddamn day. You know what I mean? Like, like when I said that shit, I had 2 dumbass people. I had two people say some dumb shit. And I hate saying the word, but it was some dumb shit. The first person that said something, he was like, well, you got to think that most of these places are going through COVID right now, and they probably would be happy just getting that settlement check to close down their business. I was like, bro, who in their right mind would sell their dream, bro? They've put their hard time and money, work, effort, everything, years into these businesses. You think they would sell it for a 10 grand check from the government, bro?
Fuck that,
and they're making money. You think they don't make money?
Right. Fuck
that juice place we went to that was on the corner. You think that place ain't making more than 10 grand?
They want 10 grand?
Like 10 grand a week, bro.
Fuck you, man.
You know what I mean?
Fuck that shit.
So
exactly.
I'm like, that's insane to even say. He's like, well, I'm not saying they want it. I'm like, that's insane to say, bro. I can't even believe you thought that was the answer. And then I had another one, a girl come on there. And she's like, well, maybe the private business owners are racist too. And I'm just like, so what are we trying to, that's what I was saying earlier, like, what are we trying to decide who's racist or not in the middle of a pandemic? We can't just say, don't destroy the corner store that we live on the block of. Like, we can't all come to that agreement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if somebody does, like, you can't stand up for that and stop that. You can't stop them from destroying your own community. Like, that's crazy to me, bro. And like, fuck, listen, you want to go destroy Target? I do not give one fuck, bro.
Exactly.
Burn Target to the ground.
Not small businesses,
But here's
man.
another thing, right? Not small businesses. Stand up for the small businesses. Don't attack your small businesses. Another thing, though, is like people were destroying fire trucks.
Yeah, no.
Dude, somebody died, dude. Somebody died because the fire trucks couldn't get to the house, bro. A kid died, dog. The fire chief's on there crying on the news, bro. Literally saying like we couldn't get to him. They broke, and it shows you like, bro, them fire trucks cost fucking 140 grand, something like that. It's like insane amount. They're breaking it. Dog, I was like, how dumb are we, bro? Who pays to fix a fire truck? Well, anyone know?
And that's out of commission, bro.
Does anyone know who pays to fix a fire truck?
That's out of commission.
Who, Steve? Just tell him, please. Who pays to fix a fire truck?
Us.
Yes. Yes, bro. Now your money. Now you're gonna get mad because they don't build that extra park in the city? Well, they had to spend it for the fire truck that you busted the windows out of. Attack the big businesses. If anything, attack government buildings. That's all I'm saying. Don't attack government. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Dude, all I'm saying is like, if I was going out there to riot, bro, I'm going to give you a Molotov cocktail in City Hall. You know what I mean? I'm going to give it somewhere that matters, not in fucking my budget liquor. So I grabbed 10 bottles.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
George Floyd, come on.
Dude, do whatever the fuck you want. The Target, Best Buy, all
100%.
Big shops.
Even the Target guy said that. The Target owner, he's like, I got more than enough to rebuild the store 10 times.
The store already made enough money to rebuild itself. The store's fine. 10 times.
The store's fine. But if you destroy literally like budget liquor, they might not be able to ever open back up again.
Exactly, man.
Like that place Scores. They burnt it. And you know what I love? He went on there, that guy from the Scores. He only asked for $100 grand on the GoFundMe, and he got $1 million. Yeah. Bro. And that made me so fucking happy.
Hell yeah, man.
I was like, yes, man.
People do some fucked up. That's what I'm saying. People do some fucked up shit, but they come together for.
And you know what, bro? Here's how you speak, though. Here's how the owner of Scores. You leave there. You leave that neighborhood now. No, this is how my neighborhood responds when I'm going through something like this. I'm going to go somewhere where the people speak for me louder. And until those actions start getting taken, no change is coming, bro. You don't got enough police officers. There's always going to be shit going on, bro. There's too many people. Listen, you got 400 million people, right? How many police officers do you think you need, Steve?
Yeah, I get you.
How many, Steve?
I get what you're saying, bro.
How many, dude?
I get what you're saying.
How many
100%.
would you think? I want a number.
What's the number? How many?
What's there? 376 million people in America. The last time I checked, let's say 400 million. Yeah. Right? Let's go up. Say 400. It's only going to go up. 400 mil. How many police officers do you need?
You can't.
It's astronomical, right? It's astronomical.
Like a fourth.
You're thinking at least a quarter, right? A quarter. You're like, fuck.
Man.
That's a lot of fucking police officers, bro. That's a lot of fucking training.
But that's the thing. You would really need the concentration just to be in the cities, man. Which I think you would have enough people for.
Agree.
Agree
on that.
You know. I mean, like
that's true. You don't need as many people in everywhere, and most people are in the same areas.
Yeah. So I mean, like. But I mean, I think it's like 2/3 of the population lives in these big cities.
And then let's think about. Then you got to get COs. Like that, so. Oh, dude, we got half the population managing people, and then you go to government. Another.
We just gotta stop committing crimes, bro. So we just gotta stop. We just gotta chill out.
Stop committing crimes. Too many crimes.
Take care of us. Take care of everybody. Take care of each other.
Me and you commit a crime every day, and you think you're a law-abiding good citizen. You commit 3 crimes a day.
What's that?
You smoke weed.
Okay.
1 crime, right?
What's it?
Did you put your blinker on a turn? 2 crimes.
What's your point with that?
Didn't you turn on? Don't you turn on red?
What's your point
3
with that?
crimes. I'm saying like we're good people and we still break crimes because there's a lot of dumbass crimes.
Those are fucking crimes.
Exactly. But you get what I'm saying. Okay. I get what you're saying. That was pointless.
We gotta stop.
You're saying
killing people. We gotta stop doing the crazy shit. Stop robbing people. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to say.
We're always gonna kill people, dude. We're animals. Like we're not. We shouldn't. That's the problem. The problem was once we created the word people. That was the problem right there, bro. We're not people.
That's the thing.
We're apes.
We can figure some shit out. We can figure some fucking shit out, bro. We can figure this out. We can figure this murder shit out. All right,
we can't.
Yes, we can, bro. We can figure it out.
Then
we can figure it out.
You
bro.
cannot stop murders without committing murder.
We can.
That's what I believe.
Who knows, man? I mean, who knows what's really possible? You know, I mean, like, I think it's, you could say, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Who knows?
I got a rough feel for it.
You know? I haven't even been here that long, though, man, you know? how long are humans gonna be here for, man? You know?
If in my theory, we keep doing all this and we don't ever reach the point that you're thinking because we just snap. Like it's just becoming too much, dude. It's sensory overload. I think it's like people are gonna start going crazy. Like I really do think that. Like people are like a lot of things are gonna happen to people.
People
that
are
are
already
going
pretty fucking crazy.
You know what I mean?
People are already going crazy.
And
man.
you know what the crazy thing is like people don't even think about, dude. Why do you act like that? They don't even get it that like people. We are on so many drugs in this fucking country and in this world. Really in this country, though, but they said that we're on so many drugs, bro, that you can't even judge your attitude every day.
It's blunt.
Yes, literally. You can't even judge your attitude every day, right? Because you don't know if that was affected by you only getting your 600 milligrams of caffeine and you're used to 810. Or, your last bit of red meat had too much steroids and too much, three times the amount of antibiotics that your body should have consumed for that day. So you took it in and now that's throwing off your dopamine level. And you know what I mean? Like there's so many things that go on. You fucking walked past paint drying, it's a chemical. You fucking came by a gas leak that you don't even know exists yet, that the government don't even know exists, that you breathe some of that in, There's so many things. I go on jobs every day. Might breathe in some asbestos.
Literally pollution every day.
There's a million things. We're doing tobacco. We're doing weed. We're doing alcohol. Like you can't even really judge who you are as a person in this world, bro. Your fucking food has so many different chemicals in it that does not belong in your body. Like, bro, why the fuck would your body ever ask for red 40? Like, why would your body ever ask for yellow 6, dog?
I get you on that shit, but I mean, like, I think the shit like the tobacco and the alcohol, man, that's all natural shit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Alcohol, straight up.
Listen, you ever heard of organic alcohol? You think all of it's organic, bro? You think
that's
so?
literally what they made back then.
You think alcohol is organic, Steve?
What do you think wine
is,
bro?
Alcohol is organic?
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that? You think wine's organic? You think so?
Well, how do you think they made it back then? I mean,
what are you talking about back then? We're right now. Do you think wine's organic?
The very principle of alcohol and what it is organic. It's organic process.
What do you grow it from? How do you make an alcohol, right? How do you make a wine?
You ferment fruit or something with
fruit,
sugar.
right?
You know what I'm saying?
I guarantee you that fruit had Roundup in it. I guarantee
That's what I'm saying. But the very foundation of it is not that. This is same thing with animals back. Same thing with animals back then. That's the thing nowadays,
bro.
You're
talking about cleaning things up. I'm not talking about that. So that's not even an argument.
Hold up. That's what. You didn't let me finish though. You just immediately came out and was like, "What's alcohol? Is it organic? Is it organic?" The whole idea of these things at one point with the tobacco, you just grew tobacco. You know what I'm saying? Alcohol. You just fermented some fucking grapes or some bananas or fucking corn and got moonshine. That's what I'm saying. That's the very foundation of these things. Those things are there. They're natural. But what you're doing nowadays with this fucking these natty lights, you're fucking chugging back. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
You on that. I do agree with that. But let's also establish that it's natural doesn't mean it don't have an addiction. You're not supposed to smoke tobacco every day still. You're not supposed to drink alcohol every day still.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
Even if it was in the purest form of it, it still has an addiction to it. And if you drink every fucking day and you're an alcoholic, you're going to be a different person.
100%.
I never want to hear that an alcoholic has depression. You can say that a depressed person became alcoholic, but don't say alcoholic. You know what I mean? Because you can't judge it.
So I never, like I didn't say any of those things. But I'm saying like when you partake in those things, like it's fine to smoke tobacco and do shit like that. But like, and when you're doing it to the point where it's like the everyday thing, this drinking every day, that's where it's the problem.
And I agree with you on there, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, fucking, there's 10 hydries in your Doritos.
Altering your mentality is something humans have always done. Altering your biome, altering your body chemistry is something we've always done. That's why you ingest these, things that we created, like tobacco. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a natural thing. But you know what's not natural? The antibiotics we're doing.
Red 40.
The red 40 shit like
Yellow
that.
6.
All the citric acid we're intaking.
When will your body ever ask for color dye?
All the citric acid we're intaking, bro.
The salt.
Literally, man.
The sugar.
Exactly.
The phosphorus. I mean, there's so much shit they're putting in there. What's the one shit they use, like hydroxide peroxide or some shit like that? It's like just to preserve shit.
Everything. Salt and sugar is not bad. Salt and sugar in the amounts of what we ingest them and what's currently occurring in food is terrible.
Here's my thing. I always said, Steve, right? Think about how something gets FDA approved, right? How a food or whatever the Food Administration, what is it? The
FDA.
Is FDA still? Gets approved, right?
Food and Drug Administration.
You get approved based on your trials, right? You show that I put these flavors into this. It don't hurt people. It's good. We're past it, right? Right? You pass it. That's how you get there.
I got something before we even get that deep into that. Why do we even have? Why is the Food and Drug Administration the same thing?
Totally agree.
Whatever. Moving on. Why is that even the same thing?
When you get that passed, right? You're getting that passed off. Basically, I've created a Dorito. I gave subject A a Dorito. I gave subject B, C, D, E a Dorito, and they all were fine, right? I gave them Doritos every day, and they were fine for fucking 2 months,
Man.
right? There's no study, right, of that person ate Dorito and he drank Mountain Dew. Now you're mixing a different chemical. Or that person was on ADHD medicine and now he eats Doritos. So then that hydroperoxide B mixes with this one chemical that's in Ritalin and creates anger. We don't fucking know. And you look at these school shooters and shit, they don't think about that shit, bro. They're putting these little tiny chemicals in our body, dog, and they all don't react the same. They just get passed because that one's sufficient. But it doesn't get mixed with anything else, bro. You get what I'm saying? They don't know how you're going to react if you eat 5 Doritos and then you eat a chili dog and then you eat a donut and then you smoke weed and then you drink that night. They don't know how that's going to affect you. They don't predict that shit. They just say Doritos didn't kill him. Passed, right? And then when you talk about how sketchy is the FDA, let's really get into some sketchy shit. The fact that you can come to the FDA, bro, with the drug that you created, right? I told you the story before. This is how HIV. Viagra was created, right? You can come to the FDA and you say, I created this drug to do this, right? And you have a clinical trial. And during that clinical trial, you find out that this drug actually does something else, right? It doesn't do what you created to do, but it does something else. You can then get it approved for doing that, bro. That's exactly how Viagra was created.
Yeah,
he made it for a heart medicine, bro. Everybody took it. It didn't help anyone's heart, but it got their dicks hard. So it became so that's why he went, dog, it's a crazy story when you hear about the story about Viagra, but he went fucking across the country, dude, basically buying doctors to create ED, erectile dysfunction. That was never a real thing. He created that. The creator of Viagra created ED because he had to sell this fucking thing.
What he created was a medical diagnosis.
Exactly.
Erectile dysfunction, your dick not getting hard, is a real thing. But that ties into a lot of various other reasons for your dick probably not getting hard.
Why would that be covered under insurance, right? Why is Viagra covered under insurance, but you want to defund Planned Parenthood? Come on now, boys. Come get the fuck out of here, man. Y'all are just fucking y'all are just fucking crossing yourself up every which way, man. You don't know how to figure out shit.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, because they
clearly, fucking
that's what I'm saying. They clearly don't care, man. That's what I'm saying. It's very clear they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
But that ties me into the sorry.
And it's really all dependent of who just comes in power as president, every 4 or 8 years, man.
Thank you. Dragged right into what I was saying, bro. That's the big deal right now, of like why people think that Trump actually might be able to lose this election. It's because a lot of people are seeing like the decisions that he's going to be able to make over the next X amount of years is like one's going to be a Supreme Court justice, and at that point he would have made 3 selections since he got in there. That would be 5 of them. And they would have majority on most votes. And the thing that people are scared of is that he's going to get a conservative in there to turn around and they're going to bring Roe versus Wade to the platform, bro, and try to reverse that. It's insane.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, I can guarantee you, Trump had an abortion.
Oh, easily, man. That's why I think it's so crazy how he gets away with so much shit, man. So much shit he gets away with, bro.
Dude, that's what they said about that old man, bro.
Imagine you could be such a fucking fucked up person and get away with it.
Yo, after he said that shit about the old man, bro, I was just like, you know what? Anybody who believes this Trump shit, you are who you are, and I can still love you, but I cannot respect your intelligence no more or your honesty because there's no way you can see all of this, bro. He said this man might have been Antifa and that his fall looked fake.
Exactly.
What, bro? You can't criticize one officer one time.
The old man literally had a riot helmet. He had a riot helmet in his hand, bro.
Bro, he said he was trying to stop electronics, dude. Did you see the Trump tweet?
Yeah, with a scanner. What I'm saying is like the old man, he literally had a riot helmet he found in his hands.
How can you get behind that, bro? How can you get behind that?
What such a non-threatening way to approach cops.
It's a very sheep mentality, bro, where it's like, I feel like a lot of people are behind him and they realize, oh shit, this is worse than we thought. But they got that sheep mentality of, I can't turn around now and said too much. I didn't argue with too many people. You know what I mean? Hey, that's how I feel. They're just stuck in it now. They got to ride it out.
Yeah, I mean, like it's always tough because like, when you get into like huge sparks like we're currently experiencing right now, like you get into like these huge spikes of social media activity and all this and social activism period. These viewpoints always clash a lot more right now just because of the different controversies, the CNN versus the Fox News, whatever bullshit left versus right, wherever you want to say it. And it's tough because I find myself getting into it too because you just see a racist dumbass and you just want to fucking hop all over their shit. You know what I'm saying? You see a racist dumbass person, you want to hop all over them, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's the fucking internet, it's the social media. That's not where that battle needs to be fought. But it fucking tough. You know what I'm saying? Because it gets you angry. It gets you fired up.
I'll tell you, as being, it sucks because it's like I'm not on that side. People just assume that you are. You know what I mean? Like I had an instance once where there was this man who sits out front of a 7-Eleven I go to at work, and he sat there every day, and I've gave him money 10 times, bro. I've bought him shit, everything. This day I had no cash, dude. I used my card in 7-Eleven. Hey, I can't. He asked me for a coffee and a donut. I said I can't do it today. I'm sorry. Same thing I always say. You know, if I can't, I always say I'm sorry, bro.
Yep,
I apologize for not being able to do it.
Yeah.
This black guy next to me goes, I knew he wasn't gonna do it. And I'm just like looking at him like,
Yeah.
what, bro? You don't even know, bro. You don't even know me, dog.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Like, why would you assume that about me? Why would you think because this one person I couldn't help this one time? Oh, I'm white, so I'm bad because I didn't help this person this one time, bro. What are you assuming? I got it? You're assuming I got it because I'm white and I didn't give it? How do you know what I'm going through, bro? Why do you think that your story's worse than mine? You don't even know my story, bro. I don't get that, yo. I don't get that. And it's like, when people are saying you can't be racist towards white people, like that's what that is, bro. And I feel that too. And like this shit just making it worse because I'm not that racist white person, bro. I'm not. Like I've always said, man, I'm always standing on a black man's side on all of these issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man.
And it's
100%.
crazy that you just get grouped into like, oh, that's probably how he feels. That's probably how he thinks. You know, and it's like, I would never think that about you, bro.
And you know, but I mean, like, it's what they experience, you know, from start, you know.
All I'm saying is practice what you preach.
And you know, I get that, you know, but I mean, like, at the end of the day, you know, you were able to step away from that particular person, that situation, you know, whereas, you know, he can't, you know, that's just kind of like his existence in this type of world that we're living in right now, man, you know.
This was a little while back,
like
but yeah.
He grouped you in with a bunch of racist white people just as he's grouped into the, you know.
I don't want to sound like I don't get it because I do, but I'm saying it sucks still. You get, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
100%, man.
because you know, like I'm not like that, bro. Like
man.
I literally love my brothers,
man.
bro. I love everybody.
You know where the Asian really fires back on me sometimes, and where usually people where I'm Asian is when most people off the jump usually assume I'm relatively racist and don't like black people, man.
Huh.
It's so wild, man, because I feel like I'm such a nice person, so approachable, bro. Like,
I'm so glad
man.
you said that, bro, because that reminds me of what that girl I told you commented on my shit about, like, you know, they might be racist. At the bottom, she was like, you must have never been in a Chinese store when a black man walks in the hood. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Are you speaking for Chinese people? You know what I mean?
That's when that really gets me mad. Is like, you know, when like racism towards you and black people is unacceptable from the jump, but man, is racism against Spanish people and Asians and Indian people is fucking prevalent, and no one really seems to give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's like
all you gotta do is stamp the word immigrant. Once they put immigrant on it, bro, it's like all of a sudden people are like, oh, well.
Yeah, it's
not so much about you being Spanish anymore, immigrant. You know what I mean? Once they're here, bro, once the Spanish person's here and they really are like a legal Spanish person, I've never met anyone that people hate. Spanish people are always loved, bro, with American citizens. They are. The one thing that people try to hold against them is the immigrant thing. Yeah. So it's like, you might not even know.
That's it.
You might not even know that guy's illegal. You know what I mean? But you love that guy. Then you find out one day's illegal. You feel different now, right? Or maybe you don't, but in that first instance, right, you already felt different because you assumed he was illegal. You know, you assume that about him. It's like, now he's an immigrant. He's something different. Now it don't even matter about race no more because you ain't American.
Yeah.
That's a whole – I talked about this before. I had this revelation when I was a real young kid, dog, really by myself in my room one day of like, my uncle was, my uncle was bringing me up on sports, and he was teaching me, to be Baltimore everything, and I was developing a hate for Yankees fans, like a legit hate, bro, for Yankees fans
I feel you, man.
and Steelers fans.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, literally, I would say like mean things to people. I'd be like, oh, that fucking team sucks, fuck you, the fuck out of my, I was being ignorant to people because that's what he did. I thought that was cool. And I remember like, I'm in my room one day, and like, I kind of had like this revelation in my head where I was like, man, this is really like how they get us, They separate us in every factor they can, bro. That's why, like, I believe in open borders because I think it's just another division factor of we're going to divide you into continents.
Oh, you cross this border.
Then we're going to divide you into countries.
You cross
then
this
we're going to
border
divide you into
illegally.
states.
Yeah.
Then we're going to divide you into cities. Then we're going to divide you into team favorites.
Zip codes.
You know what I mean? We're gonna divide you into jobs. You know what I mean? In your jobs, that even happens, bro.
Classes,
people
bro.
Will be,
Classism.
Bro, people will be working on, like, just in my business, glass. You know what I mean? Like, union glass looks down on anyone who ain't union. You know what I mean? They hate on their own people.
It's helping them union.
Yeah. It's like the Stanford experiment, bro. It's really what it goes back to. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
You ever watched the movie?
That was a prison experiment.
You should check the movie out on Netflix, bro. It's really good, man. It shows you what happened.
I heard some weird shit about that experiment, though, man.
It's weird.
Not only like, so I heard, and I'm not sure how true it is. You know what I'm saying? But like, one thing about that particular experiment was that,
disclaimer,
from what I understand, and what some of the actors have purportedly come out and said was that, like, the people directing the experiment were asking for brutality. We're asking for that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? They were asking that from the guards themselves and whatnot. That's what they were asking them pretty much to do.
Okay, but those people in the movie, they're not taking the experiment. They're acting. They're supposed to act out the real experiment.
Yeah,
which wasn't no cameras.
But what the experiment supposedly proves was that with the power thing going on and whatnot, I'm not sure how true. Like, I mean, like how much that holds adds up.
This was a real experiment that happened at Stanford, right?
The prison experiment you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
That really happened at Stanford, right?
Yes.
And the results showed that the COs got violent. There was no cameras, no filming.
I know. And that was apparently what was asked of the COs to be done from the people doing the experiment.
Doesn't that make sense? That's what really happened, Steve. They're portraying a real event. But that's really what happened.
But what does that experiment say as people? You know what I'm saying? Like what people usually use that experiment to say about people is that they power trip, they go off this power and then, like, turn on their own people and start abusing them and using their power and shit. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
But what I'm saying is that whole thing is fabricated because that's what was asked of those COs to be done to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
Are you saying in the original experiment?
In the original experiment. That's
okay. I never heard of that.
Yeah.
I thought you said the director asked him. That's what you just said.
The director of the experiment.
Oh, and not the director of the movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
Director of the experiment asked them to be violent.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be tainted, but I never heard nothing like that.
I've heard that. But I'm not really sure, man.
I have to check into that.
I'm not really sure, man.
Okay, but it makes sense to me, right?
It also does make sense. It also does make sense. Yeah.
That's why I really realized today, like, the word people. It's just a bad word.
But like
it separates you from animals.
But it also, for me, it's like you understand you're going to an experiment.
Keep that about put away from your face.
you're what?
Keep that about a fist away from your face. My bad.
So what you're saying?
No.
So when I think about the experiments, like you're going to an experiment. And I mean, like, unless you're really unsure of what they're actually expecting you, other than to be like a CO, untrained. Like, I don't see how people in an experimental environment would get violent. You know what I'm saying? Like, would take it that far. It's also weird, and it seems like that itself is a pretty big hole in the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen. I got you. Let me try and help right there. Right? Why would a person do that, Steve? Why would a person think to get violent if they were a CO?
In an experimental setting.
They're in an experiment, right? Anyone in the world, right? You do an experiment, and you're the CEO in that same experiment, right?
Yeah.
There's 5 of you. You're one of the CEOs, and there's 10 prisoners.
Yeah.
What do you know about COs? What does the average person in America know about COs?
Exactly.
What do
yeah.
you think about Baltimore COs, right?
But you also
They're violent,
You're
right?
also understanding that I get
They're getting fucked by prisoners, right?
Yeah,
They're doing
right.
everything illegal, right?
Okay.
And so if you're a person and you were a CO, you can't see how that would play. Oh, I'm supposed to be a CO. This is what I know COs do. You can't see that? I can see that. I can
Maybe,
easily
bro.
see that.
Maybe, but like,
you
in
don't
an
even gotta
experiment, you're like,
you don't even gotta say this is what you're asking.
because you're not even with real prisoners. You know what I'm saying? In an experimental setting, it's just such a weird thing to be testing out.
I get it.
In a
I get
single
that.
instance, and
But in
like,
real prisons, we also have experiences of that. I mean, there's countless experiences of COs abusing their power.
Also
That's
in the face of real danger from real people, though, and real prisoners. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what are you saying here?
But
what are you talking about when they're getting fucked by the BMF king?
This is what I'm saying. But they're also getting beat and stabbed and killed. You know, COs die every year.
You think somebody was beating up the CO that was getting fucked by BMF king?
You're talking one instance. The COs
Am I
die every
talking
year.
one instance?
COs die every year.
Am I
that
talking
happened with that? Yeah, I'm sure that happens everywhere. But COs die every year.
Dude.
I don't know what you're saying about that.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me finish my thought. The COs die every year. They're undertrained and they're in face of real danger from real prisoners. You're an experimental CO in the face of other people you know who are part of this experiment, just as prisoners. It just seems really odd to just be like, all right, well, now I'm just gonna start beating this person, and abusing them because with an experimental prisoner I know is not dangerous, not gonna shank me right now. Like, you know that's not gonna happen. You know you're not gonna get shanked.
Okay, yeah,
You
I
know
can see that. I see it. You don't feel as much threat.
You're not in face
for
of
sure.
danger,
That's for sure.
you know?
That's
So
for sure.
it
That's
just
for
seems-
sure.
It's odd, you know.
That's for sure. No, that's for sure. You don't feel the danger
That's what I was
aspect
getting at,
of
you know?
it.
Whereas in COs in real life, I can see why they might get violent. It's wrong, but
you know what?
You're in face of real danger.
You know what? This triggered
And
a thought for
undertrained.
me now. You want to really talk about some Black Lives Matter? You should look into deaths by CEO in jails and in prisons, bro. Because there's tons of them. Tons of times that CEOs kill fucking prisoners, dude.
Yeah,
and how many times do they lie, bro?
Yeah.
How many times do they lie, dog?
Yeah.
Right? They probably lie a lot. And I guarantee you a lot of them lie when other prisoners kill them. You know what I mean? They're just like, he strangled himself. It's like,
Yeah. I don't know, man. There's so many levels and depths, and
Epstein didn't do it.
he played a role in it. I mean, I still got. Oh man, we should have finished that. Well, I didn't even start the Epstein shit, but I'm watching this weekend, bro.
Yeah, but you should
I'm
definitely
get to the
check it
bottom
out,
of that.
yeah.
We're gonna cover that one on fucking. As I said, we'll cover that Monday.
That's an episode right there.
What?
That's a whole cast episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
I definitely need to dig deeper in that shit because I definitely don't know enough.
Bro.
I still have so many questions. I hope
There
they
is
get
this-
answered, but I may raise more questions.
I tell you what, it doesn't, bro. It answers a lot of things. And when you hear these women talk, yo, you just know. You know what I mean? You get that feeling of like, this bitch ain't making this up, bro. You know, this bitch is not making this up, yo. And I'll tell you one of the worst stories they said, bro. He was in fucking the islands, right? There was 2 12-year-old twins in Paris. He flew them into the island, molested them both, raped them both, and sent them back before their parents even knew, bro. I guess they were at some camp or something.
That's what I'm saying, man. This guy had to have been an already established child sex trafficker, and then was with that, you blackmail people, you're able to gather a little bit of wealth, a lot of wealth, private island wealth.
Here's the thing about it, though. He was also fucking most of these kids.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Like, he probably raped 1,000 kids.
Yeah, but
It's crazy when you hear about how he did it, too, bro.
It's so
very
crazy because
weird.
he had so many people, man. That system's still up and running. He was but a small part of that system.
I don't know what that's called, right? But there is kind of this thing of like, it's not a victim's mentality, but it's like when you've already been a part of it, you're kind of just assemble yourself with it, man, because you don't know what you're going to be if you go the opposite direction. And that kind of seems I ain't going to try and make excuses for anyone, but that kind of seems what the lady involved, like kind of what happened, where it's like basically, multiple ladies were involved, but one of them, she was molested and raped. He brings him in basically. First, he
Yeah.
hires him as a massage therapist.
Yep.
And when he gets there, he makes him do all types of shit. Basically, like, I'll take your shirt off, rub my dick, blah blah blah, twist my nipples. Like, literally,
Yeah.
and so once he gets them, then he pays them money afterwards. He does give them, money and lets them roam this island, and they got jet skis, they got boats and all this shit. They're doing all this shit, and he gets them to bring in people they know,
Yeah.
other
And
girls,
recruit the
and they
girls.
kind of just buy into it because they're like, I hate to say it, but like he already, molested them. He already raped them. So they're scared to basically say, well, what else am I going to do? You know what I mean? He's like, I just feel like they get backed into a corner, bro, and they don't
Yeah.
know what else to do.
Especially at that being
And
that
I
age.
do get it, but at the end of the day, if you're recruiting young girls to get fucked by some old man, you should
Being
get
that age,
life or death,
exactly.
bro. You know what I mean?
Especially being that age, you don't know what to do, man.
It's so weird.
So before we move on from that, is like one of the things that he did was had that fake modeling agency and shit, and would literally have around the world recruiters scouting these
Yep,
little girls, man.
bro.
And then 12, 14 years old brings them out, up. Next thing you know, they're on an island. You're 14. You know what the fuck's going on,
Dude, they don't know why that Victoria's Secret owner gave him that mansion. $65 million mansion. They have no idea.
Yeah.
They scared to him, bro. They don't even know
Yeah.
why. There was one girl on the island. The waters are shark infested. There's one girl on the island who tried to swim to the Caribbeans, bro, from the island. 3 mile fucking swim just to get off of there. It's crazy, bro. It's horrible. You got to check it out. Let's both watch it. I only watched 2 episodes. But it just makes
I'll
me
finish
think
it.
about, right, is like, why do we, isn't it kind of weird to grant anyone life in prison? Doesn't it seem like if I give you in prison, I should give you death penalty? Like, isn't that weird? Doesn't make no sense now that I'm thinking about it, right? It's like, oh, I'm saying I can't kill you, but I'm going to keep you locked away for the rest of your life. So you're going to live, but you can't do nothing. It's like so weird, bro.
Yeah.
I'd be like, put me down.
Yeah. I get it, man. But also in a way, it's like, I want to give you what you want.
It goes back to that thing of
yeah, but I don't know, man.
Well, from my experience of everything I've seen, it's just the fact of, like I always say, bro, I try and tell people that they don't want to really stand your survival instinct. Like you would eat a bag of shit in your survival instinct, bro. If you were starving and you had nothing to eat, you would eat a bag of shit if you seen corn in it. Like, you know what I mean? It's horrible. So these people, you might think you're so hard. I might say, I just want to die. I ain't gonna do life, right? But when it comes down to it, most of those people that are involved in crimes that there's evidence that convicts them, they will give their testimony and tell the family what happened exactly so that they get life in prison and not the death penalty. And that's just, to me, a backed into the corner survivor. Death penalty. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't want to be in life the rest of my prison. I don't want to be in prison the rest of my life.
But
I'm not going to fucking say, kill me if I just got to tell you what happened. It's kind of weird, though. It's like, as the family, dude, I don't even know if I want to know. Would I want to know? Like, I mean, I hate to put you here, but like, let's say like your 10-year-old daughter got abducted, bro, and you just never found out a bit of fucking evidence. And eventually they conclude it back to, a person, but you don't know what happened. Would you want him to get the death penalty, or would you want him to tell you what happened and get life in prison?
Yeah, death, bro.
Right? You're just like, don't even tell me, dude. I don't even care if you don't want to say.
Exactly. It's like,
bro, the sickest fucking thing, man. I watch too much shit on YouTube, bro. But like,
I watched.
There's a sick one, bro.
There was that one time we had a really intense conversation about this on the podcast. And I watched a bunch of shit over the weekend after that, and we're just like, dude, God fucking damn, bro.
Watch like top 10 courtroom outbreaks, dude. Yeah, there's one that just sticks with me forever. It was this guy. I believe he wanted a girl. So he sat with these 2 other dudes at lunch, and one of them got the girl, I think it was. So he came to school with a fucking shotty, dude, and killed both of these dudes during lunch. I believe it was during lunch. And when he's in the fucking courtroom, bro, the mom is up on the fucking stand talking and crying, dude, talking about how, her son's memory. And at the end, she's still sitting up there. And at the end, they say, do you have any last words for him? Basically, any concluding words? And you can see him tell his lawyer, I want to talk, basically.
Yeah.
And they go, what do you want to say? And he looks at her, and he goes, I just want you to know that this finger that pulled the trigger to kill your son now jerks off to his memory. Bro, I'll never forget that. That was so fucking sick and sad, dude. That like, oh my God, bro. Like,
what the
could you
fuck, man?
imagine, bro? Like, they didn't even ask that guy no questions. They didn't even want him to say what happened. They knew what happened, dude. He was
Exactly.
just cynical, bro.
They were saying, I just gotta kill that guy, bro.
Dude,
Take that guy.
when he
Yeah,
said
off
that,
him.
I felt so bad for that mom, bro. I'm like, oh my God, that will never, if that didn't leave my memory, it won't leave yours.
Exactly.
Could you imagine if someone did that to your daughter, bro? Someone kills your daughter and they say some sick shit like that? It's like, man, I don't even want to say what I could think that they could say, man. But you can imagine, bro.
Right, exactly.
You know, and somebody says some shit like that, bro. The way you feel, you're just like, yo, I'm ready to
you
go.
You want them dead. You want them dead.
Bro, I want to go to prison. I'm going to prison
to kill your ass.
Yo, bro, I'm not, you already know.
Yeah, exactly.
You already know what I'm going to say.
We know.
Blah, blah, blah. Back his
Everyone
face in. Elbows, swallow the sex. Mouth position.
knows.
Headlights, hold the hair. Yeah, dude.
Hold nine.
Knock his teeth out. Yeah,
Hold nine, bro.
Fuck him.
Hold nine, man, exactly.
You know, you got to.
Yeah, rip
You
the
got
balls
to.
up. Yeah. And that's the thing, man. Like, I watched some of them where, like, you know, you saw these dudes talk about it in interviews and stuff, and they're in prison for like however knows long. They're talking about it, and it's just like they talk about the crimes they did. I remember there was one guy, I think you specifically sent me it. That one dude, he had like the big square glasses from like the 80s. He was like, yeah, you know, I had my stepson, and I'd rape him, and while I raped him, I'll choke him until he passed out. And then, you know,
That's the worst
wait,
one.
you know, keep
I
going
told you
until it
before I
comes
sent
to.
you that one, dog, that one was like the worst one I ever heard, bro.
Yeah.
I told you before I sent that because I knew how bad that one was, bro.
Right.
That does not leave your fucking memory. When you hear that, bro, like I sent you that, yo, because that was the day that we had the argument of like, not the argument, but the discussion of like,
that's what
really
I'm saying.
how deep it goes, bro. I was just trying to show you, like, that was the worst one that I've ever seen in my life, yo.
Yeah.
Like the worst confession I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Like the shit that he was saying, bro.
That guy needs to be dead.
That guy, bro, that's why I make the argument of maybe he deserves to die a special way, Steve. I don't think that he should get lethal injection or get to choose how he dies or get a last meal. Why does he get a last meal? Why does he even get an appeal?
I feel
fucking appeal process, dude. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that dude should be fed to the family, man. You get like, you know, I go in there, couple uncles, stepdad, you know, something like that. We get him in a fucking room to ourselves, bro. If that's what we choose, it should be our choice on how he dies, bro. Because it's like, if you caught that person that did that, if you caught them, you would, the things you would do to them, bro. You know,
I feel you, man.
Like if you were that,
100%,
especially if you were that boy, dog. Like, bro, I would eat your heart. Like, I would be on some demon shit, dude. I would kill you and eat your fucking heart and your brains, bro. Like, that's how fucking crazy I would be about that. Like, that is just that is the worst story I've ever heard in my fucking
that one
life,
was
bro.
really.
That was the
really
worst
tough,
story
man.
of all time. When you think about being that little boy, bro. Like, it's absolutely horrific, bro. Like, thinking about that memory that will always be in your fucking mind, bro. It makes me want to fucking throw up, dude. And that is so fucking sick, man.
The level of abuse was just like and no one, and it went on for years. No one knew. He would drive around his neighborhood, snatch the kid up.
Yep.
And kill him. Rape him, kill him.
And what did he say in the beginning, though? I was molested when I was a kid.
Yeah.
On and on. Hurt people.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel so strongly about it, bro. And that's why you got to try and stop it somewhere, dude. Because that's how it goes, bro. You're never going to end it. Like I say, you're never going to end it. But allowing shit like that to go on, you know, I'm sure there's always a story of someone who had suspicion, bro. They're always. I guarantee you someone suspected that his stepson was getting molested. I guarantee you someone suspected that he was getting molested when he was a little boy. I guarantee you, not guarantee you, but I would suspect that little boy is molesting someone who has that same story of someone that suspected him. And that's how it goes. Generation.
You just gotta stop it, man.
You gotta try. You gotta try harder than fucking 8 years, you know, for raping someone. Like,
there was a couple that came out in Maryland. There was like that one dude. It came out. He had sexually assaulted, molested 13 girls in school, and he was sentenced to like 8 years.
You're talking about that second grade teacher?
Yeah, it was like 8 years, bro.
21 kids, bro.
No, there's two. That's another one. There's two of them.
The second grade
There's two
teacher.
of them. Yeah, there's two of them. This one was I believe a coach. And he only got like 8 years, bro, for 13 molestations.
Oh, I
of
did.
little
That's the
girls.
one that was shared. I never read into that one, but I read the title.
And then there's that one you're talking about. 21 girls.
Bro, and the worst part is, Steve, they had fucking video evidence, dude. They suspected him of it, so they started watching the videos, and he was doing it still. And then they showed the families, bro. The one family's on there like, yeah, I don't even want to get into it, bro. But like my little fucking second grade girl is fucking on his lap, bro, and he's doing shit, bro. And you watch that on camera as a family?
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Just, you know what I mean? Just give me him. And that little fat fuck. You know what I mean? That little fat nerdy fuck. Like, he deserves 50 years in jail. What? You know what I mean? Like, he deserves the mounted, hold your head down, headbutts to the face, bro.
The Newell special.
The Newell special, bro. The 12 to 6 headbutts, dude. There's something about a headbutt that's very tribal, bro. Like, if I'm saying when you're at that level of aggression, I feel like I would go to that because I feel like I'm really taking your life, bro. Like, I really want to feel this, you know? I really want you to, I hope I don't kill you on the first headbutt so I can fracture your face, you know, and just slowly beat your face in. Like, that's for people that you really want to hurt, man. You want to hurt them so
and those
bad,
are those people,
bro.
man. And those are those
man,
people,
that's
man.
sick. That's sick what that guy's did. And then there was another case where, like, with the COVID thing, there was a priest. He had 7 years left on like a 14-year sentence for raping 28 or molesting 28 kids, basically. 28 little boys, choir boys, bro. He got out for COVID earlier for 7 years left on his sentence, home detention. He got out. Why would he get out, bro? Why would he
give
get
him
out?
COVID?
Oh my God, bro. I don't give a fuck what you give him.
Give
You gave him 14 years. Because a statue, bro. What is a statute of limitations?
That's
what?
That's what I'm saying, man.
What is a statute of limitations? Just tell me that. Who would ever think there needs to be name one crime that there should be a statute of limitations on?
What do you want?
You can't think of one, right? Especially not a felony.
Well, I mean, there isn't one. You know,
there isn't one. So why are you creating a statute of limitations on things like molestation and rape? Oh, that's right. Because the ones who read it and the ones who pay the guys that write it rape and molest people. That's the only reason that can be, bro. That's the only fucking reason.
And that's why, like, the whole Epstein thing, you know, you just know it just goes deeper, man.
Dude, that's on a big scale. Imagine all the little scales that are around. They always have busts. You see the bust all the time. It'll happen like 3 times a year. But 1,000 fucking people.
But the Epstein one, bro, that black book, man. Over 500 government officials, CEOs. You can look at that black book, man.
Can you?
Yeah. It's a PDF. You can see a lot of names on there, bro.
You see Bill Clinton on there, right?
See, yeah.
That's the flight book, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you see the
Clinton's on there 19 times. Bill Clinton flew 19 times, dude.
You see the CEO of Activision Blizzard. You see him on there. You see the Victoria's Secret guy. You see a lot of them, bro. There's over, like I said, 400 or 500 names in that bitch. There are some that are redacted. Must be a politician. You know? I don't know, man.
Well, maybe their innocence was proven. Like, technically, Chris Rock was on his shit. Oh, no, Chris Tucker.
Chris
Tucker. But did you see apparently he only took one flight?
What I heard from that actually was that he was at a party, you know, that Epstein.
And I told you that's like, not true, bro. I seen a picture. There's a picture with them going up the steps onto a plane. I don't know if it took off, but it was going up on a plane, bro. That's for sure. I'm just saying you might be. What I'm saying is he might be innocent. Yeah, you know what I mean. And then your name should be redacted from that, right? Yeah, right? So there might be some innocent ones that were proven. Like, no, this time he really was just business, you know.
Exactly.
But when you see Clinton 19 times, you're like, I love what Joe said. He's like, I think about my best friends like Ari and shit. He's like, I might have flew with him 9 times, 10 times in my life. He's like, Bill Clinton was on there 19 times. Yeah. What?
And Bill's a weird guy. Bill's a weird guy. You know what I'm saying? Like.
That's crazy. You said the CEO of Activision. Wow. it's so
It's
deep.
either
How deep does it go,
That's
Steve?
what I'm saying, man. I'm sure it goes. Like I said, we said it early on, bro. 30, 40, 50% of the world might be fucking kids out here, bro.
And don't you think it's like seems to be something with power though, right? That makes them want like younger kids, bro.
Like
Something about
that's
celebrities want like
that's what I'm
or like
saying. When
rich
you
people.
can have whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? These people just get to the point where it's like, well, that's what I want, and I can have it, and then they just go and fucking do it, man. I mean, like,
Or you just had everything else and you're just
so
like, I want younger.
let's think about it.
Younger.
Let's think about it. If we really think there's 40% of people, that want them or have, molested or raped kids, when you get to that amount of power, it's highly likely that you are that person. You might not have even known it because you never had access to it. You were
Right.
never going to go out and
Yep.
kidnap a kid because they were
Yep.
never going to be that person.
Or
But you get to this position, you're like, hey, here's 500,000. I get 3 little girls.
You never thought it'd be this easy.
Exactly. That's another thing.
You see how easy it is at this
Yep.
level, bro. And you're
Yep.
just like, whoa. And I think there is a thing of like,
And
the fact of like,
I think
you did it all. Like,
I think when you look at an Epstein system, you look at a well calculated, well run system
Yes.
that was working. That doesn't happen overnight.
but like when I think about like how people get crazy, it's like I feel like these celebrities they've lived a life, bro, a crazy life. Like Bill Cosby, he probably fucked a 1,000 bitches. The way you're thinking of like how cynical he looks, he probably fucked 1,000 bitches with no drugs, just fucked them regular, 500 of them, and then he probably drugged 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like he's done did it all, and now for some reason he wants them to watch him eat spicy curry. Like he's just done it all. You know what I mean? It's just like he has nothing
that's
left,
a weird
dude.
one. That's a weird one, man.
I tell you what.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Hey, Bill's wrong. Bill is completely in the wrong, but you ain't never hear about Bill with no kids.
Bill Cosby, yeah.
You ain't never hear about nothing with no kids. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But obviously,
yeah,
poor my man.
Exactly. But I mean, like that's the whole thing, man. Like, it's just so wild, like that we came so close to this guy. I mean, like he had to have been wanted to be taken out of the system, man. He had to have been. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like think like if he's connected with all these people, why would they allow him to be caught? Why would that be allowed? It had to have been that he needed to be taken out of the system, man. He probably had too much power over people, man. He probably had too much evidence on people. He had cameras all over that fucking island, man.
Well, apparently the girl, his main girl, is still on the run. And they say that she has a lot of evidence, they're thinking, bro. They think she got away with a lot of evidence. Because well, you don't know, but on the doc, you learn a lot about his first arrest and his first raid, bro. So let me run this over with you, dude. So first of all, they start getting a suspicion. These things are going on. People are starting to say shit. So they do an investigation undercover, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, they get enough to raid the fucking house, bro. When they get there, everything's removed. It's cleaned, bro. He got tipped off. Somebody tipped him off. And like this was like a 6-month investigation on him. They finally had enough to raid him. So eventually they catch him, right? He gets to jail. He goes to jail. Dog, they're trying to put this guy away. Like, if you watch the doc, bro, the lawyers on there are like, we're trying to give his ass time. We had all this shit. We had 100%. We were putting this guy away. They were thinking like 10 years.
Yeah.
Dude, so they go the day of the fucking trial, Steve. They show up, right? All the family's crying already. Like the people that are there to speak, all these people are there to give their story about how Epstein molested them. 10 people with their families and shit. Next thing you know, his lawyers go up, talk to the judge for 5 minutes, walk back. Epstein gets up and they walk out, bro. And they're like, what just happened? The fucking the judge and the prosecutor agreed on a deal and didn't even ask the state's attorneys if they wanted to do the deal or not, bro. And it was for 10 months. And they took that deal and they left, bro.
Yep.
The state never even got offered. The witnesses never got to talk, bro.
Yeah.
They never got on the stand. And it was the day of the trial, bro. Right? So then they were looking at something like, I forget exactly what it was, bro, but the judge was with like Epstein's guys like 2 days before or something eating dinner, bro. Like some sketch shit, you know what I mean? And they fucking did basically this backdoor deal, yo, for 10 months.
Yeah.
That's
I got you.
crazy.
I got
It's
you.
crazy, bro.
That's what I'm
It's sickening.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's just, I mean, like, he got tipped off.
He got tipped off, bro.
They're deep.
So that means he's
deep.
Yes, because police fuck kids too, dude. Do you remember that Chinese guy who raped all of them fucking women? The police officer?
No.
Oh, man, if you look up, like, worst criers in courtrooms or something, I've watched a lot of courtroom shit. Don't ask, bro. But, like,
reaction.
Reaction. Bro, this police officer, he's an Asian guy. He raped over 50 women, apparently, bro. And they could only give him on, like, 20, I think. But he was the biggest fucking crybaby ever, dude. The whole fucking trial, basically, especially the sentencing, he's just fucking crying so fucking loud. Like, But basically, he would go and catch these prostitutes, these drug addict prostitutes, get them in there and say, basically, I'm gonna arrest you. You're gonna suck my dick. I'm gonna fuck you. Shit like that. And he did it to like so many women, bro. Like a ridiculous amount of women, dog.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's another thing.
How many times does that happen?
We talk about where do pedophiles get jobs where they can be around kids. What are cops? Right. What are people who are gonna either be racist or power trip?
Dog, listen, I need you to be honest right now, though.
What's up?
I need you to be honest right now.
What?
There is a little bit of that fantasy of being a cop. It's just like, you can get away if you blow me. There's a reason that's a porn, bro. There is a little bit of a thing to that.
But not when you're an actual cop. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure plenty of cops watch that porn, though, dude.
I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
I'm
sure they're not. There's plenty of cops who aren't doing it. But like,
that was a big 80s thing. I'm gonna have to arrest you, man.
Yeah, but I'm sure like you might be writing a ticket to some big titties, and like you don't do nothing. You just write the ticket, give it to her, but like you're taking that mental notes. You go home, you watch some of that porn, bro. You're just thinking about like, suck my dick to this window.
Get out of this ticket. Get out of this ticket real quick.
There's a little bit of that to it, bro. I don't know what that is, but there's a little bit of that in men.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
And you have to fight the urge. But I told you about the story before where it's like I had, when I was younger, I had a chance to have sex with someone who was much younger. And I asked them their age, bro. I decided as a kid they were too young. I was 13. I think she was 11. And I was like, nah, bro. I'm a teenager. You know what I mean? Like, basically, I kind of felt like she was like a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's there. It was there, though. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was there, right? And then you make the conscious decision to say, no, that's not right. And you don't do that. And that's exactly what I hope that cops do, because I know it, like we just agreed, it's in your head a little bit, and every time you just do the right thing. It's hard, but you can do the right thing.
You should immediately be exited out of your mind.
You should always jerk off before a shift.
And if you got to, during shift.
Yeah, if you could spank one in the back of an alley.
If you got to real quick, just got to squeeze one out real quick, just like, hey.
This reminds me of, see, it's like, how much do you bash people, let's say well, it's always tough because you go into trafficking, and that's the problem with why isn't prostitution legal, and we can go down that entire road. But like when you think about like an old man, like Patriots owner Kraft, he's buying some prostitutes, right?
Handies?
He's buying some prostitutes, dude. Obviously, like I just said, you can go into all them other discussions, right? But like at the end of the day, I don't think that man should get his shit bashed, Like, does he deserve to lose everything he's worked for because he wants a prostitute? It's a natural thing.
He is fueling the sex trafficking industry, but he was not running a sex trafficking business.
And at the same time, we all agree that prostitution should probably be legal, right? Yes. I mean, it should be legal, right? And it should be ran. So that's just creating that market, right? Yeah. And hey, why wasn't Kraft with Epstein?
What does OnlyFans fall under?
Dude, you never answered. You never answered me. I noticed that you and Grant never answered me.
What?
Could your girl have an OnlyFans?
Yeah, we did talk about that.
No, I'm the only one that answered.
What do you mean?
You guys never answered, bro.
Yeah, we did.
You guys never answered.
I don't know about him, but I know I did. For me, no.
No.
You know?
Why?
I mean, for all the reasons that you know that most people would feel that way. You know,
you say that like you wouldn't stop your girl from wearing something?
Yeah.
So what is the difference there?
I mean, you're. I mean, like you got pictures of your asshole, and I mean,
like, what if she was just taking pictures in clothes? You know, that's the thing. Like,
if you want to pay her for that,
dude,
go ahead.
But listen,
but that's not what OnlyFans is,
dude. Why can your girl upload a picture of her full body shot from behind in a bathing suit, but she can't do that in lingerie? You know, like that's something that I think about. I'm not saying like why. I'm not asking about it. It's something I think. Something I think about. You know,
yeah.
But it's like, why would you let your girl post that? But like, you won't let like say if it was like she was just posting the lingerie and shit. Like I. That. I agree. I'm on your side. You already know that.
I get you, yeah.
No OnlyFans for sure.
I get you saying.
But I just don't understand that with like what really is the difference between a bathing suit and lingerie? It's almost like
there's not much difference.
Dude, I've seen bathing suits that show more.
There's not much difference. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
it's like everything out, and these guys allow their girls to do like full picture. It's one thing if like you're doing a picture with like a friend like this, but like literally there'd be like arching their leg or turning around. You know, it's like, why are you showing your ass if you have a boyfriend? I don't get that.
I mean, we talked about it.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
We talked about it. I know. I kind of get it. You know what I mean? Because I mean, like women do find enjoyment out of being a sexual object.
Why do you want to be wanted though? You shouldn't be wanting to be wanted.
I think it's a natural thing. You know, as I feel like that's.
Well, then you shouldn't get a relationship.
That's innate. Well, I mean, we're talking about something unnatural, which is relationships, monogamy. I feel like that's pretty unnatural. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about people being polyamorous and fucking whoever.
I agree with you, but we're here.
Exactly. And that's
so now don't do it.
And that's the thing. Yeah, but I mean, now you're talking about people to go against their, biology. You know, it's like just like asking people to be like, hey, don't kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like it's biology
It's my biology to go fuck other bitches. If I ain't doing it, then don't show your ass on fucking Facebook.
But come on, you still feel good when women want you.
But I don't seek that.
I know you don't. Okay, so if women are different species.
If you could do that, then I can like girls' pictures on Instagram. I should better like a bitch's picture in a bathing suit.
Yeah, but now we're talking about
that's a problem. But your bitch can put herself. You know what I mean? I don't get it.
Now you're just bringing up nuances within culture and relationships. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about
that's where we're at.
We're talking about women enjoying what they want to wear and then enjoying being having attention. Like I said, it's a different gender, bro.
How does your woman feel?
They feel differently. You know what I'm saying?
How does your woman feel about that? Like, have you ever told her not to wear something?
No. I mean, no.
Have you ever seen her in something where you're just like, I can't believe she's wearing that?
No.
So she don't wear anything like that?
Nothing crazy, no.
Okay, see, I felt like a couple of times I had to check K. Like, I'm just like, nah, that's just too much. And it's like, I want you to highlight your beauty. I want you to be beautiful. I don't want you to be ugly.
The thing,
but
that's the thing. Like, you can have that opinion, but I mean, like, at the end of the day, it's like, I feel like it's a natural thing. I think if you feel good about it, women should feel good about the clothes that they wear and what they wear out. That should be perfectly fine without just me coming over here and just being like, hey, don't be wearing the slutty ass shit.
What about if her dress is see-through?
You know what I'm saying?
You can see her thumb.
Like I said, that's like different. I think it's like another level.
What about those tops where it just goes around the tits right here?
We've seen some crazy shit.
What do you think about that? I'm just going over with you. I just want to know what you think.
I get you, man. I think we're getting.
You think those are okay? Like,
no,
I don't think those are okay. It's just too much.
And I get you,
it's
man.
Too much, right?
And I get you, but that's the thing. At the end of the day, we're not the deciders in this type of thing. I mean, like, these are all little nuances that the relationships come with. And you tackle it however you see fit, whether it works for you or not. That doesn't work for you. It works for some other people. Dudes date porn stars who actively work. Dudes date women with OnlyFans who have their butthole on the internet for $10. I mean, like that. It's for some people. It's not for some people. But to hit it and be like, hey, that's wrong. That's wrong, bro. I'm not gonna be the one to say that.
If you ask all guys, though, if you ask all guys, hey, is that okay? Most of them are gonna tell you, man to man, no, I don't want that, right?
But that's a cultural construct.
But there's a lot of people out there, bro, that just allow it because they know they're with a girl that they probably shouldn't even have gotten. That's the thing too.
All right, yeah, sure, yeah. I mean, we can run every possibility.
There's a lot of reasons that guys are with girls other than than just love. You know what I mean?
I never
They
said
could
that.
just
but people,
fuck. I mean,
like I said, it works for some people. It doesn't work for some people. I'm not
I
saying love.
appreciate
It
that
works
my
for some
woman
people,
understands
you know what I'm
that.
saying?
You know, that my woman's like, look,
And that's the thing.
if you don't think this is
what a relationship
appropriate, I
is.
understand. You
That's what a
know,
relationship is,
Where-
bro. But for some people it works. For some people it doesn't make it right or wrong.
bro. Listen,
If she wants to wear that, that doesn't make it wrong.
all I'm saying is, no, I don't. Dude, I'm not even. This argument ain't even for women. I could care less what women wear. What my women wear, I'm not obviously not gonna walk out. But what I'm saying is,
I get it.
No, you don't get it. I'm actually doing this for the guys, because what I do is I say a guy with a woman that he probably shouldn't be with, right? You see, like an average dude and a badass bitch, right? And she's just dressing super bad, and I'm just like, bro, you probably shouldn't have done that, man. You're really putting yourself at risk with this dime piece you got here. You know what I mean? Like, this is more about the guy. I think the guy needs to be like, all right, look here.
And I get you, man. But at the end of the day, some people are gonna do it. It's gonna work for some, won't work for others, man.
I see plenty of women that just go like,
I don't care.
I feel like a lot of women are just like,
I think
what's my man gonna say? What's my man gonna say? It's like, I get what you're saying about how like they want to be attractive, obviously, because like even you want girls to stare at you, but like in the day of age we are, where we establish a relationship and we're just like, all right, we're both together.
Yeah.
You both make these sacrifices of like, you shouldn't pursue that. Now you should be able to dress up beautiful, but there's just like certain things like. I'll let her wear
though, man.
all of these things, but like if I see something that's see-through, you could, bro,
that's what you're comfortable with. When you has different things they're comfortable with,
you've walked out there and seen a couple where you're just like, I can't believe she's wearing that.
Either that guy's average and he's just letting his leash go a little too far, or he can fight. It's just like
I'm saying he's getting cheated on. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he's getting cheated on.
I just think it's.
I'm just like, he just probably lets her.
I just think it's wrong to say that, man, because this means it's like. That's not the case. I mean, there's probably some people like that. But
You're thinking I'm talking about just sexy attire, though. I'm not.
No,
I'm talking about when it goes to that next level, bro.
Hanging out. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, bro.
Oh,
you just said the crazy crop top see-through with the thong hanging out, man. It's like I get what you're saying, bro. I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, bro, other people are gonna be more comfortable with it. Just because you're not comfortable with it doesn't make you any less like of this or that, or doesn't make it anything this or that. It's just different people are comfortable with different shit. Doesn't mean she's cheating.
I would love to.
She could be completely loyal. I think it's crazy. I see what you're judge someone off these clothes.
I see what you're trying to say, right? But
I think the whole topic itself is kind of silly.
Listen,
it's like it's whatever.
Listen, we asked 10 guys, right?
Yeah,
we asked 10 guys.
All
Can your girl wear whatever she wants, wherever she wants to go?
You had the majority your way.
How many, Steve?
You had the majority your way. 6 out of 10.
I think more than that.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's more than that, bro. I think all of us mutually agree. And then you ask the women and you go, can your men wear whatever they want, whenever they want?
Do you think that comes from another possible systemic thing? I mean, that's just kind of like what it's been, what I mean? Like, and what happened at one point, we were all about modesty.
I think it's like, look,
hold up. At one point, we were all about modesty. Cover yourself. And then women were like, hey, like, I'm not gonna wear this fucking full-length bodysuit to go to the beach. And then they started embracing that type of shit into their own individuality. Is that wrong? Whatever it is. It wasn't men who decided to put them in bikinis. It was women being like, hey, I'm tired of wearing this stupid ass shit. Why am I in fucking a blouse and fucking ruffles out this bitch, bro? You know what I'm saying?
I don't believe that, bro. I don't agree with
that. We were all about modesty at one point, man.
I believe that.
All about modesty.
I believe men wanted to see that. There's a reason that Hustler started showing the pussy. Playboy didn't show pussy. Hustler showed pussy. There was no need for a second porn mag. Okay? Playboy had it locked down, but they didn't show pussy. Hustler showed pussy. That's why Hustler was able to survive.
I got you.
That's why he was in court fighting, bro.
I got you.
Take that next level.
Yeah, I get that. But
what I'm saying is,
from a point
as guys,
was different. It was different.
As guys, we're programmed to just try and fuck. Like that's what we are, right?
Okay.
I'm making a sacrifice in the agreement to say I want to be in a monogamous relationship with you, right? Yeah. I don't understand why, like, you would still want for men to want you, And I get what you're saying, Steve, where you're like,
you
that's natural.
Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean anything, man.
But
the whole thing is
I think that all men would agree that, like, you wouldn't want your woman chasing attention.
And what are the women gonna say? What are women gonna say, bro? I mean, that's the other thing. What are the women gonna say? Out of the 10 women, what women are gonna agree with you? How much of that's going to agree with you?
I think you got to flip it. You don't go with that about women. You don't ask them a question about their stuff. You ask them, can your man go dance with any woman he wants? You know what I mean? Like, how far can I go for chasing attraction? Why am I chasing the attraction?
But some women will do this and that. That's the thing. It's all about different comfortabilities. Just because there's a majority.
You keep saying that, but I believe it's a major majority.
I get that. But just because it's a majority.
There's not difference.
But just because it's a majority doesn't mean it's a right or wrong thing. Just like, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? People are comfortable with different shit. And that doesn't make anyone wrong.
Few people are comfortable with that.
That doesn't make her a cheating bitch. It doesn't mean any of that. You know what I'm saying? It's all superficial. It's all pretty stupid. And it's the shit that I really don't care about. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
you don't care because I think it's maybe never affected you. But like, personally, I know stories of shit like this, bro. And I think that you're kind of just looking at it really narrow-minded right there, just because maybe you haven't experienced. But I'll tell you a true story, brother. Okay. Now let me explain to you. When I was 16 years old, I started hanging out with a childhood friend, right? He had his own house. Okay. He was a year older than me, 17, right? He had a woman. that he had been with for 3 years. They were together. Right. They were a good couple. They always hung around, right? So my friend would have parties. He always brought around parties. His woman would be like that, bro. And I'm not saying that all women are like this, and I don't need that speech again, okay? Yeah. But I'm saying in this instance, right? So she was always flirty around friends, bro. She did it with me.
So you changed the clothes?
Let me go. Let me go. I'm not even talking about the clothes here, right? I'm not even talking about the clothes here, right? But it was just an aspect of it, bro. When we were over there, she would wear provocative clothing. She would flirt with his friends, bro, right?
Okay.
So this happens. This goes on 10, 11 months, bro. This woman ended up having a baby by someone that his best friend, bro.
I got you, yeah.
Someone that would be coming over there that we
terrible person.
That we all suspected of it. Bro. You know what I mean? It was clearly evident.
We all go there.
This guy,
a lot of people go there.
This guy was like, he had a low self-esteem.
Okay.
So he allowed more and more, and eventually this happened.
So what's the point of that? The provocative clothing, you change the clothing, you change the situation. It's the person underneath the clothing. She was obviously a terrible person to begin with. Plus, they're 17.
I said this
from the beginning.
Talking about a bunch
of horny teenagers. This is like crazy.
I said this from the beginning that my argument was not for the woman; it was for the man. I said that from the beginning. It's for the man. And what I'm saying is, if you see something like that, then to me, that woman needs to be single. That shouldn't be your girlfriend, in my opinion.
There you go.
If you're out here flirting with fucking your friends, like, it's just
there you go. But
obviously, we're going past clothing now.
What I'm saying. I'm not sure. I don't know how.
But that was a part that played.
That was something that didn't affect me because I've never been with anyone like that.
Yes,
was it about the clothing?
Yes,
was it about the clothing? You know what I'm saying? Was it about the clothing?
You had a friend whose girlfriend did the same thing, I believe.
I'm trying to think.
Right? A close friend.
With anyone I was in a relationship with?
No, but whose girlfriend did the same thing. Who also wore clothes like that when his friends were around.
I get you.
You get what I'm saying?
I get you. But
what did she end up doing?
That was.
I know that's a long story, but what did she end up doing?
But that particular relationship, bro. That's a terrible example, man.
Dude, I just named another one.
Terrible example, bro. I get it.
It's a thing you see. Great, you see it.
But correlation isn't causation. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how that ties into it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, man. It just doesn't.
Bro, if your girl comes out the fucking room with your friends there, wearing a fucking bra, bro, that shouldn't be your girl. It's simple as that, bro. If you're okay with that,
that's fine.
Then your girl's gonna get fucked by someone one day.
And that's cool.
It's really simple as that.
I didn't say it was fine with me, bro. But I get it. I understand that. I understand why this thing is. I understand why there's a majority for what you're talking about. I get all of that. But I'm saying, at the end of the day, bro, this is what it is. That's simply an opinion. It doesn't make it a fact.
When it's most people's opinion,
what we're talking about at the end of the day, right there, is shitty people. Is it the clothes that makes them shitty people? We're talking about shitty people. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You come out, you fuck your friend, your friend's, your man's friend, or you turn around and do like
what I'm
the
saying
best
is,
girlfriend.
it
Like, you know
can
what
be
I'm
a
saying?
sign of chasing the attention.
Yes, it can.
Okay, it
Yes,
can
it
be.
can.
It
Yes,
can
it can.
be, and it
Yes.
doesn't mean that a woman
it
should be
can.
attacked or that she's not a faithful woman or nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
get you.
I'm saying it for the man,
And
bro.
I get that,
Is that
but
as a man,
you also
should
don't
say,
speak
look,
all for all men.
how many men do I
Yeah.
speak for, Steven?
You know what
Out
I'm
of
saying?
1,000, how many men do I speak for?
But is that all of them? It's not, bro. People have different comfortabilities,
how
man.
many men do I speak
People
for
have
out of
different
100? Out of
comfortabilities.
100, 100 men.
Cool.
I speak for 90.
You have a
It's an
majority.
agreement.
You have a
It's an
majority.
agreement.
Great. You have a majority.
You don't need
Great.
everybody to agree.
You
If you
have
get
a majority.
90%, that's an
Awesome,
agreement.
bro.
No one likes that.
But there's no
Men
right
do
or
not want
wrong,
that.
bro. And I get that.
Men do not want that.
And I get that, bro. There's trade-offs in relationships. That's what this is all about. Whatever you're comfortable with, bro. I don't
Men do
care.
not
Whatever you're
want that.
comfortable with. I'm not comfortable
I'm
with
saying
it.
it's a natural
I'm
thing.
not
Most
comfortable
of
with
us
it.
don't.
You said
It's a natural thing to not be comfortable with
what
it.
you said earlier was, hey, here's a scenario because I don't think you've ever been affected by it. I'm with you, but I also understand why we should be just like trying to tell women this or that, or that clothes make them slutty, or this or unloyal, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You're attaching those things on it. Listen, one more time.
Know my boundaries and what I'm comfortable with. I don't care what anyone else does.
What the clothes says for the women, I do not care. I'm not making the argument for women's clothes. I do not care what a woman wears.
But when it comes down, when you're telling them what to wear, it becomes about women. You know what I'm saying?
I look at it like personally. That's a personal opinion.
I know what I'm comfortable with. You know what you're comfortable with. Do we care if someone else lets their woman do that?
I haven't seen a man.
But do you care?
Fucked over.
But do you care?
But I don't understand.
You don't want your boys to get fucked over, and you're like, yo, like, I mean, look, bro, like your girl was dressing like that. In my opinion, in your opinion, the signs are in front of your fucking face.
90% of men, I believe, would agree with that, right? And the other 10% are guys.
90.
That's it, right? 90. And the other 10% are guys that are afraid to say something. That's what I believe. I don't believe no man's comfortable with that unless you're talking about like the 1% of cucks.
I think some dudes do not care. I think some dudes will be like, look, let me show out.
It's a cuck. You know
That's
a cuck.
Let me show out.
It's gotta be a cuck.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
what else could it be?
You got like people coming out here. They do this or that. You know, they're people. Like I said, people do different shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes, it's whatever, man. I don't care.
And they do, but you're just talking about such a small population.
And that's the thing. That's why I don't care. I'm not trying to make an argument for anybody, you know, except for the fact that I think women do whatever you want, and then when it comes to being in a relationship, when you come to this agreement, whatever you want to come to an agreement on, it is what it is.
How do you think Bray would feel if you wear like a Speedo to OC? Do you think that she would feel some way about that?
I only has the same
I know, but I'm just like, that's the closest thing you can think of, right? You know like what else? How? Because we don't have that. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why I'm so opinionated about it, because we don't have that aspect.
And that's the thing. We are sexual.
I can't exactly. I can't.
Sense. You know, we don't have.
But if I wear Speedo and just hang my package out here, I might do a little something.
But that's the thing. Like, you know, like if you were to talk to like, you know, your woman, like if you were to go somewhere, I mean, like it is different. It's different with the clothing. You know what I'm saying? Because we wear shit. It doesn't like sit there and make our fucking dicks look. We don't wear shit that makes our dicks look big. You know, we don't wear shit like that. We wear stuff that accents like our like, you know, square figure, makes us look, you know, like just like sharp, you know, and just like
that's what I'm saying. You gotta go like different things. It's like your girl don't want the hot next door neighbor wife, right? But you know, your girl don't want you bringing in the next door neighbor's hot wife's groceries, right?
Become more attractive when a woman's attracted to you.
You do. But just you can agree with that, right? It's like your wife doesn't want you doing things for other women too, right? Unless she says do that, right?
Exactly.
Your girl doesn't want that,
your girl
right?
would fucking kill you if you were like the
girl, I helped her with the groceries. Like I had some peach cobbler pie in their house.
Extremely pretty. You change her tire.
Oh my God!
You put a bulb in her. Like, come on, man.
Oh my God! It's over for you, dude.
That's what I'm saying,
but God forbid I say don't wear the see-through dress.
That's what I'm saying. But some woman might not care that her husband's going to go over there and change the light bulb for the hot chick.
You're talking about swingers, Steve. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're talking about swingers. That's the only people you're talking about.
Whatever they are.
You're talking about swingers.
Whatever they are, I don't care.
You're talking about the small population of swingers.
Whatever they are, man. I know what I'm comfortable with. Whatever you want to do, my guy. I'm not gonna tell you to be like, hey, man.
What do you think about a hall pass? 50 years. You've been with your wife for 50 years, and you're just like a hall pass. 1 week, you fuck who you want. 1 week, I fuck who I want. What do you think about
that? Again, probably not for me, man.
Not for you.
Not for me, bro.
Because you don't want to picture your girl getting fucked, right?
Exactly.
Even if you've been with her for 50 years, you're like,
exactly.
You never want to be with her again, right?
But just
how do people get cheated and only go back? How do people do that? Like, I understand you love someone, but it's like, I would always just think about, like, especially if it's a girl, like you're a guy and your girl cheats on you, dude, I'm always thinking about someone busting in your mouth.
It's
You know what I
it's
mean?
definitely different. I think it's different for. I mean, like I
At
think
the same time, they had guys before you,
I
though.
think there's a very clear double standard. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to this type of thing, like because like with guy, it's just like it's a different type of intercourse. It's like you are being entered by someone, and I'm entering. Like it just feels different off the jump right there, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't let someone to enter you. That to me sounds crazy. I entered someone. That doesn't sound as crazy. You know what I'm saying?
It almost seems like a trap.
Like,
Don't it?
I hate to boil
Like
it down to some shit like that, but like
it seems like
man,
it's like a Venus flytrap. Like when you go in there, you're gonna get your dick spiked, and you're not gonna be able to leave.
Someone entered you.
Yeah.
But
so
I
weird.
entered someone. It just seems less personal. You know what I'm saying? Like I just entered someone. To me, it's more impressive to be like, hey, you convinced someone to let you enter them.
But when you come in them,
like, come on.
But when you come in them,
come on,
it does take it to the next
you're
level.
You're gonna be like, babe, I convinced someone to let me enter them. Like that takes a lot. It's just, you know what I'm saying? That's a great feat.
Yeah. I always think about how much like what's
you allowed someone to enter you.
Like what's going through the man's mind when your woman's fertile and you're just like you're busting in her. Yeah. Because I've never done that. I've never risked it. Not one time. I have never risked it.
I just shared a meme on the
group thing. Yeah. It's like, exactly.
It's like my fear of having kids.
It's always going to overwhelm, bro. And you've been in there plenty of times where you're just like, I do not want to leave.
Yeah. I'm bro.
But I wonder. It feels so freeing.
I'm guilty.
It feels so freeing to be like, I'm staying.
I love you. Want to stay? You want to
so
stay?
Bad.
You don't want to. You don't.
You do not. It is not natural. It is not natural. No, literally, your body, your genes, your genetic mind, your reproducing genes are like, do not pull out.
Pull out. No. You know what I'm saying? Plus, let's talk about one of the most intimate things humans can do. Is just like kind of like touch each other like that. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that crazy?
It almost makes you want to have sex.
It's so wild.
You have sex to the point you're about to nut, put a condom on. Nut in it. It's like, it's the only way. Put 2 on.
Me, I'm just like, fill her up. It's like, all right.
Dana White meme.
For me, my love of cream pies kind of overloads that. You know what I'm saying? Just like,
man, you have a kid, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You think you're sterile?
Huh?
Have you found out how much that hurt you?
I do want to get that. I don't think it would hurt me that much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you were sterile. You're not worried about kids?
You
don't want kids?
If I have them, to me, it's like, maybe at one point, yeah. But in my current mindset, I'm like, nah, I don't want kids. I don't want kids right now.
I got you. But
so I had a conversation with someone like the other day where I was talking to them. It's like, it's just weird to sit there and just be like, to commit feelings for a certain amount of time, something like that, where I'm like, I don't want kids right now, so I know I won't want kids in 10 years. I don't fucking know. I might want kids in next year. I don't fucking know. I know I don't want kids right now. I know I don't want kids in the next 6 months, or even next year. I know that.
Here's my thing with it. I feel like regardless, bro, people like us with these minds, dog, we owe the world, we owe planet Earth reproduction. Like, if we really want to change the world, that's the best way, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, you owe planet Earth some of them Stephen Baker offspring, bro.
Planet Earth right now might just be like, yo, I'm gonna need you to hold off on some people.
No, bro. The people are coming no matter what, bro. People are coming. The dumb ones have the most sex. You know what I mean? Like, the dumb ones have the most sex. They bust the most cream pies, bro. They're reproducing the most, dude. Like, we need as many as us we can get, man. And like you said, obviously not ready right now. But like, if I wait to 35, I could have 5 kids in 5 years. That's the best thing.
But like, if you were to go and talk to your doctor, like, yeah, it might be upsetting at first, but for me, it would be like, hey, doc, is there something I can do to change this? Yeah, okay, cool. I'll do that for the rest of my life and hopefully become sterile at one point.
What if he was just like,
I mean, not sterile, but hopefully become,
He comes in, he's looking at your chart, he's just like, how much Mountain Dew did you drink? And he was like, are you thinking back to all them times you chugged?
I do worry about it because, I mean, heavy weed consumption is supposed to be linked with that type of stuff. You never know. Who knows? What?
Plenty of potheads with kids.
But that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, like, of course, it's person per person, but I mean, like, who knows, man? But, like, would I try to become, yeah, I would.
Do you feel it when you bust? When I bust, I know there's kids in there. There's a heavy load of kids in there. Okay.
Yeah.
You know
I
it
got
or
some-
you don't.
yeah.
You just feel
And-
air.
And I know
Some
I
you.
pump my loads deep. I know that, bro. I have a very forceful ejaculation.
You're a
I'm a
screamer.
very forceful. I'm not a screamer, but man,
You make sounds though.
bro. I'm just saying, like my dick would be a major league pitcher, type of deal.
Do you
Where it's like, I
moan?
throw those fastballs. Sometimes, but sometimes you just get in there, you just be like, ah!
That's more of a growl, man. It's like that's
bro,
a demon.
and then sometimes, and that's when like you just fucking you go all in. You're just holding it, and you're just like,
Oh my god.
I mean, like, there's times like all nuts aren't busted equally. And you do have fatter nuts sometimes, and on my fattest nuts, it's literally just like there's moaning, there's groaning, there's all types of shit. I might cuss a little bit. You might get insulted. I might offend you that night. I'm not sure.
You fucking whore.
I might offend you that night. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you fucking slutty whore.
Fat nuts, bro. Those fat nuts, bro. I'm telling you. Those fat. Think about your fattest nut, man. Come on.
I know you're talking about, bro. It's so funny. Oh, you fucking slutty whore. Take this dick.
And of course, I mean, like, come on, man. You're busting your nut. You're just like, nah. And it kind of just like, sputters out slow. So you're just like,
Have your legs ever went numb, dude? My legs have went numb before, bro.
My shit locked up.
My legs have given out, dude. I've crumbled.
I think when your legs lock up, bro, and then like I've had the point where you're just like,
yeah. I swear to God, I've had
and then you just you fall, bro.
Dude, I've literally had times where I'm like,
like
my body gives out a little,
literal anime, just like stamina. And sometimes sometimes it's a big enough villain in front of you that you transcend into that second energy wave and you go again.
But there's this shameful factor. There's 10% wow, 90% shame when you've literally busted so many times in a day. It ain't even pussy, literally beating off, pussy, whatever it is, where your dick hurts, where your dick legit hurts, and you're just like, did I really need that last night?
Yeah.
You didn't even get nothing out of it, dude. It barely popped. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, like every once in a while, got that, 2-3 of me, but I would say like most of the time it's just like that's one I'm just like, oh fuck,
every once in a while you get at it early.
Oh,
you get at it early in the day, you're just like, whoa.
And like I always know though, what I'm saying?
It's gonna go that days.
Like I've 100%.
You know, right? You're just like that one didn't do it,
bro.
You've jerked off 2 times in a row before, right?
Bro, once I get past 15-20 minutes, bro, I know I'm in it for the long haul at this point.
Yeah,
I know I got dick to serve right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not every time, but right now I know, and I knew beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's mainly when I'm just like you're ready. You're just like I'm ready to go. Like I feel like for me, like a lot of spontaneous stuff is like you'll get that one fat one and just like I'll be out.
Yeah.
But like when you're really fucking horny, bro, you're thinking about it all day. You're like I'm gonna crack some fucking ass. You know what I'm saying? You're ready to fucking go. You're ready to go.
That's what it is. It's that right there.
I busted a fat ass nut. Knew immediately that I'm just like, look, I'm ready to go again. I'm going back in. Because there's time, you go back in, you go.
I've had the same thing jerking off though. That's what I'm saying. Like I've literally jerked off before, and at the end, I'm like, I'm about to serve this bitch back up again, bro. Like that wasn't good enough, And you're like, I've had times where you tried, and you're just like, no. You're like, no.
Today I got time.
Yeah.
Today I got time.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Yesterday I had time, but today I got time.
Let's go.
And your dick's just like, okay, today we're doing it.
Exactly, man.
And that second one might still be pretty fat, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't the first one, but you're like,
100%. Yeah. I mean, like the encore is not
and
the rest of the show. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm gonna be back later.
Yeah. 100%, bro. I'm telling you,
it's weird.
Those are great feelings, man. I'll tell you, and that's one thing I think is really upsetting when I think about it. Is you think about like there's a vast majority of women that don't orgasm, and most of the time I would say they don't even orgasm every time you have sex. But me, it's guaranteed to have a nut. And and sometimes you jerk off. It take me less than 5 minutes to get a fucking nut in, bro.
But like you would tell any youngin, I'd tell any youngin, like, listen, obviously you shouldn't be out here eating every bitch's pussy.
Yeah.
Obviously, right?
100%.
But if you really want some good sex, like you should definitely give the woman oral first.
100%.
Right?
Oh, hell
Because your
yeah.
oral can always come,
Yeah.
dude. You're most likely
Oh,
you're
it's,
gonna finish with
you
you
always,
with
yeah.
getting some oral.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
So it's like, bro, you're gonna have to worry less about her being wet. You know, once you go down there, you fucking, you're giving your girl some, you're licking your girl for like fucking, till she comes twice,
Yeah.
orgasms twice.
Yeah.
You're just like, she's good. You ain't got nothing to worry about. You got it out the way. She's wet. Now you're fitting to enjoy it. You're good to go.
You betting 1,000 though? Are you betting 1,000?
Dude, I'm betting high numbers because I feel bad, where it's like what you just said, but it's also at the same time where they can nut 5-6 times, dude.
Oh yeah, 100%, bro.
One time, 2 times difficult for us.
100%.
You know what I mean? So it's like, really, your numbers are always higher.
I feel like once you get over the one, at that point, you can kind of keep them coming in succession.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's so easy.
Exactly.
Once you get past the first one, it's so easy.
Bro.
What I'm saying is, it's like, it's basically like, if I didn't get you, I'm gonna really get you next time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm always going.
Yeah.
I'm like I know there's been a couple times where I was just impressed. I was like, God damn. Okay, now I'm gonna get you back very well. You know what I mean? It's like, damn. God damn. Okay,
exactly, man.
You deserve more from me.
Exactly,
you deserve better effort on this one.
But it's not every time.
Not every time.
But bro,
sometimes,
and that's why I feel bad, because I know for me, every time it's guaranteed that I will bust a fat nut.
Yeah, exactly. Not every time I bust a fat nut. But
you're never not gonna nut.
Yeah, I'm always gonna nut. But in the morning, bro, you could come in 60 seconds. If you wake up in the morning and go right to sex, dude. That's usually
when I do my best work in the morning, though, bro.
Not me, bro. Not me, dude.
I do, like for me, like I think one thing is that like, I'm usually an early riser, she's usually not, so I feel like that works in my favor a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
What you're saying? No, I don't know what you're saying.
I got energy. You know what I'm saying? I got energy. I'm ready. I get up. It's just like I'm kind of ready to go in the morning. You know what I'm saying? There's some days, we lag a little bit.
I'm totally ready to go, bro. But my dick's just the most sensitive in the morning, dude.
I'll come pretty quick, but usually, like,
what I'm saying.
But usually, I'll be ready. Usually most of my second rounders come in the morning.
You're getting bro.
I'm early riser.
I'm gonna see you around brunch. I'm gonna see you for brunch, right? But what I'm saying is, this first one, like I just woke up and we're getting to it, bro. Dog, I don't know what it is, yo. My dick's different.
Oh yeah, 100%, bro. I will come in 60 seconds.
60 seconds, bro.
I'm ready to go.
And you're just sitting
in the morning, bro.
Like, why? What happened here? You know what I mean? Have you been waiting all night?
That's what I'm saying. Early riser,
man. Did you wake me up for this?
I'm an early riser.
Did you wake me up for this? Just manage yourself. You know
exactly. Yeah. 60-second nut. That sucks, man. That does.
I've been there.
I do it all the time.
And I've been 60 minutes, no nut. It ain't coming. Literally, dog, a sad time in my life, bro, where your dick hurts from fucking. You're just you're too drunk. I've been too drunk where it's just like, this nut ain't coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I do feel that. Yeah. Nope.
I don't even feel nothing. I'm fucking blacked out. I've been there before, but I'm just like, I'm like, not blacked out, but I'm like, I want to come. Shit. I want to come. I literally can't. Like, it just ain't happening. I'm because I can't get 100% hard. Yeah. I'm like 85.
Whiskey dick,
whiskey dick.
Yeah.
I'm hard.
But it's not that full, you know what I'm saying?
I'm
like,
not fully right.
That full 100% is like, you're.
But that's also when you do your best pipe work is when you
can maintain. Yeah, that's also very true.
Unless you talk to a perk fiend, and then they'll tell you the lyrics, right? But as far as us,
usually multiple times they tell you.
Usually us, alcohol, bro, definitely a dick enhancer.
Oh yeah, but you gotta find that right moment, that right, you gotta be there.
I mean, obviously you want to be functional. If you're to the point where you can't do your
that's
work,
what I'm saying, man.
You're too drunk.
That's what I'm saying.
But you want to be like, if I get 4 or 5 beers in me, dude, my dick game's gonna increase just because I know I can go longer. I'm gonna go longer.
And normally it's like
and I'm going drunk hard.
And that's what I'm saying. Like normally you get drunk, you get horny too, man. That's what I'm saying, man. It just you get a lot of things.
Why when you're drunk, you're like, I'm ready to do damage.
You fire off, bro, man. A lot of things fire off at that moment, bro. You want to have sex.
You're ready to do something weird.
You feel good. You drunk. You most likely had a good time.
You know, after you did your weirdest shit, though, bro. You and your girl, you're just like, or you, the girl is just like, you're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, wow. It's like, wow. She got animalistic.
I think I racial on you.
Whoa.
I think I racial.
Whoa.
You just call me a chink?
Yeah, like, that's crazy.
You just call me a chink.
White people don't got that.
You just spit on my asshole?
That's white on white.
You spit on my asshole, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, you get to that point. Yeah, you're just like.
It's like.
I don't want to get too deep into it.
I'm bleeding.
Yes, bro.
I'm bleeding.
I'm bruised.
I'm bleeding, bro. I'm battered. I'm like. I think I have some self-confidence issues right now. I'm working out because of the things you just said to me. I got off on them.
I got to one point where I was like, are you sure? You know what I mean? I'm just like, and now we're getting to a point of like, if you wanted to.
Just safe words.
Yeah.
Just safe words. That way
I'm thinking more of like, if you wanted to, you could press charges. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like, I don't know if I should be doing this.
Exactly, man. It's like, this is a hate crime.
Yeah, bro. Animalistic, dude.
Exactly.
Animalistic.
It's like remember the one thing you did with the olive oil and the peanut butter, and you had the noodles packet? Like,
I'll never do that again. Your girl's just like, no, never again. No, that was absolutely fucking crazy. Remember that dad when his son jumped down the steps? When his son jumped down the steps, the dad is like, that was absolutely crazy. I'll never do that again.
Never again. Exactly. It's like remember that? You remember that one time you had the CO2 packets and you was inhaling them and there was a little bit of shit. Like,
when I was feeding you whippets
of shit.
while we were doing anal,
no more
with that fucking cat scratching you, some shit like that.
Your lips were blue. It was crazy, But
you remember when I flipped your eyelids inside out and was giving you whippets and anal?
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's not
man, did you come? Man, did you come?
That was too much, right? That was too much.
Exactly.
Bro,
back
shit's crazy. Medieval. Shit's crazy when you came and you wasn't fucking. You ain't jerk off, but you wasn't fucking, but you came, bro. That's an insane moment. Okay, you're just like, how and why? It's next level, but like, how like you get a lap dance and you come in your pants.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
God,
it's like
bro.
that, but it's way better. You're just like, how did you possess me like that? You know what I mean?
Snake charmer.
You're not even touching me.
That's where sometimes you think you're like, there's something demonic in this bitch right there, bro.
Yeah,
that's a soul stealer. I don't know the fuck.
I couldn't imagine just blowing a fat ass load in some see-through shit. Oh my god,
bro!
dude.
You touched me spiritually through my dick,
brother. You possessed my dick. But listen, I'm about to tell you some embarrassing shit, brother. Something embarrassing.
Tell everyone. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I've done enough of it, right? I mean, I gotta come. When you wear it out there, you gotta tell it all, brother. You gotta tell it all. This is worse than this Ciroc bottle. This is when I'm in Dallas, bro. It's like my second night in Dallas, dude. I'm fucked up. So we go out all day drinking. I go to the hotel. They got a club at the hotel. I'm like, what? We hitting that bitch. You know what I mean? So this bitch closed.
Yeah.
So I'm still conscious at this point. So I'm like, all right, get my freshest gear on. I get my freshest shit on, bro. I go down there. And at first, like, it's just lit, bro. It's a nice-ass hotel club. I start getting fucked up, bro. Yeah. I'm getting fucked up. I'm blacking out, bro. I'm in and out. And, they, like, turn a black light on, bro. I'm dancing. I'm getting fucked up. I look down at my pants. Just white spots all over my pants, bro. Cum stains. In the middle of the dance floor. Black light, bro. I'm just like... you know how they used to put the black light on that show?
Well, yeah,
you know, but like
what? Are you saying you jizzed on the dance floor?
No, I'm saying I had these pants for so long, bro. These pants were a couple years old, dude. I had busted a couple on these pants, dude, and they still were like in it. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, I got
obviously,
you, man.
I'd washed them multiple times, but like that cum stain's always there, dude.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
They turned this on. And just all of my, it was just a ridiculous amount of cum stains, Steve. You know what I mean? Like an absurd amount. I'm just like, I'm blacked out. At this point, like, I'm basically blacked out, dude.
I need some new jeans.
But I remember I'm just ashamed of myself. I'm just like, damn. I never thought about a black light in the club. Yeah, I never thought about that. Who thought about that?
Exactly.
A lot of guys jerk off before the club.
Well, hold up. Cum stains. New jeans.
Because I do remember, like, my dad.
Is there gonna be a black light?
One of the things.
It determines my outfit.
Is there a black light?
Yeah, there's a black light there. I gotta get a new outfit.
I'm kidding.
I gotta get a new outfit. At this point, I busted nuts in
I
all
do
clubs.
remember my dad telling me like, well, he didn't tell me to jerk off before I had sex, but it was actually weirder. He told me to think of my grandma. He was like, if you're about to bust a nut, think of your fucking your grandma. I never did it. I always just, did other methods. I never thought about fucking my grandma. But you get the point. You get the point. Yeah, Jeeve. You're thick, Jeeve.
You're fear of the thrill.
No,
you
but like before,
you enjoy
like
it.
let's say before you go to the club, you're just like, never know what might happen tonight. Jerk off beforehand, just in case I want to go a little extra.
Oh, bro, I remember growing up, being like a teenager, you'd be like, wash your balls just in case.
Oh yeah, bro. Yes.
For the off chance I might get my dick sucked.
Shave my pubes.
For the off chance.
For a Luisito house party.
I don't got anything lined up right now, but off chance.
Yeah, right? Because I randomly meet someone who wants to suck my dick. I'm going to clean up.
You may or may not get your dick sucked today.
You've never done a better clean job than when a girl's coming over your crib. You've never cleaned better.
Oh, my God.
Your first time they come over, dude,
organized.
You clean behind the toilet. You clean behind the toilet on the bottom.
You might have moved your bed. You got new sheets.
You got new sheets.
Whatever, bro.
How do you feel about girls in their period and having sex?
I haven't done it,
You haven't done it.
Yeah, but I've talked to some people who have done it,
I know plenty of people,
And apparently, mainly for the women, it's really awesome because they're really sensitive.
Yeah.
But I mean, for dudes, it's just, again, but apparently they say it's really sloppy, gushy, sex. But again, it's also the reason why.
Well, it's happened accidentally, I've had accidents where it happened where it's like, oh, shit, didn't know, but I just I'm just like, I think we can wait a couple of days,
hey, not pregnant.
Well, I actually learned they're the most fertile the 2 days before their period and the 2 days after.
Yeah.
So technically they're not fertile because I was like, so can you I don't know. I doubt you want to bust a nut in there, but still shouldn't risk it. But I mean, apparently they're not supposed to get pregnant then. There's only 2 or 3 days they can get pregnant out of a month.
Yeah, ovulation.
You know what I mean? That's pretty crazy.
Ovulation period.
So there is times to bust.
You can get pregnant all other times, but you're your most fertile at that point.
Right.
You can get pregnant anytime. Always that chance. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, I haven't pursued it.
So. That's the problem with how I want to I'm always if you did this, basically it's hard to forgive somebody, right? Who makes it tough? Mike Tyson. I was Mike Tyson is someone that was convicted of rape, sexual assault. But you see him nowadays. He served 2 years in prison for it. You see him nowadays, and you're just like, man, this dude does really seem like someone that changed, bro. He really does seem like someone who's gentle. 100. He credits psychedelics, the Toad. He credits that for changing. And you're like, man, that's like what I was talking to Grant with maybe psychedelics is an answer. And I think Tyson,
it might be the way, man.
But it's hard to still not think you raped someone, bro. You raped someone.
100%, man, But it also brings the conversation of at one point, is there ever a point of forgiveness or not? That's just something we come to consensus with.
If anyone I've ever seen, it might be Mike Tyson.
I think it will. It's a case by case thing, and then you go from there. That's all I can really say, man.
I think psychedelics, man, is definitely
people can change and things can, psychedelics definitely help. I'm a huge proponent of that, definitely, man.
Psychedelics, bro.
Shrooms.
Open everybody's eyes up.
Need shrooms. You want to smoke an opium pipe after this?
Open everybody's eyes up, bro. That's all I'm saying, man.
100%, man. Everyone needs to do a little bit, man. Everyone. You, all of y'all.
100 episodes, people.
Do some shrooms.
100 fucking episodes. Thank you, Chas. Thanks for being all the way.
Congratulations, man.
Another good
episodes, man.
Couldn't have did it without you.
It's crazy, man. It's there's 100 in.
100 fucking episodes. They ain't going nowhere, dog.
How many more to come? Who knows?
Another hundo. Keep checking us out, everybody.
We love y'all.
Thank you for watching.
So much.
We love you. Hope we taught you something about busting fat nuts today.
We hope you're all here for the next 100 and the 100 after that.
Have a great weekend, people. See you soon.
Share, and subscribe. Keep us around. Let's go.
Stay live, Kendall. We love you, baby.